Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards podcast. I am your magnanimous Game Master Tom, and this is episode 10, A Faire to Remember. It's always great having you along in our adventures, and we'd love to hear your thoughts about the show, so leave a comment or question on our website, ingloriousbards.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where you can join in on the discussion and see some great fan art. In our last adventure, the heroes slew a rat queen and brought her nest to a violent end. The group then took a much-needed break at the Foundation's celebration. There was food, drink, and multiple competitions enjoyed by all until the party was stopped by a priest of the Church of Lothian. Will the heroes get involved in more festival shenanigans, and what exactly does this priest have to say? The adventure begins. Outside the north gate of the city of Tullus, the fields usually used as staging grounds for caravans have been covered from one end to the other in huge tents, colorful flags, and merchant stalls. The place is packed with exciting people playing games, challenging each other in competitions of strength, and eating and drinking to their heart's content. This is the annual founding celebration, a chance for people to unwind and bring a sense of small-town celebration to the city. Amidst the music and jugglers, kids playfully pin colored ribbons to the backsides of grumpy old men and guards. A gnome who's had too much fun vomits into a bucket before laughing with his friends, and fire blasts out from the mouth of a man painted red to the cheers of the crowd. Within a beautiful green and white tent, with the Church of Lothian's Ankh woven into the side, our four heroes have been brought inside by the influential priest Daewon. This bearded man, who once presided over the tribunal to decide the fate of the heroes, is brought a luxurious chair to sit on. Close behind him are two armored clerics of Lothian. At the other end of the tent, two more armored clerics close the flap and take position there. The bearded priest Daewon sits in his chair and motions to the rows of empty worshipper benches within the tent and says, "Sit, please. Let us be comfortable in this joyous celebration."
Don't seem too joyous, there, Brother Daewon. Is this your happy face?
My title is Priest Daewon.
Oh, apologies.
And I am certainly excited to be here. Each year we enjoy this celebration, and I am glad to be a part of it. Though we don't get many people in our tent, but we must make a show and be available in case anyone is in need of guidance or prayer.
Well, you've managed to get us in your tent. Why don't you explain to us why?
Certainly. A follower steps out from the rear of the tent and hands a cup to Priest Daewon and pours wine from a bottle. He motions to the wine and says, "Have a drink, please."
I think I will, thank you.
A cup is handed to the elderly wizard, and wine is poured.
I decline.
One easy kill.
What was your name, Jim Jones? Grape Kool-Aid, is it?
Well, I've brought you here simply to ask you a question or two, and I suppose my question is, have you had any dealings in the last week with a butcher?
We all look at each other silently.
Guiltily.
We have. And we killed him. He had a woman captive, and we took her to one of your temples.
I have heard this tale. It was brought to my attention that such a mysterious group that seemed familiar to me did something so noble, so helpful, so brave, and I made an effort to track you down when we could, and here we've found you, and I wanted to thank you so much. The Church of Lothian is a very powerful church. We have influence over most people, and we are in line for the Emperor, our highest member of our church is laying claim to the throne as we speak. But sometimes we wield our power a bit too broadly.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, we never noticed.
I explained this before, but now I would like to give you my deepest apologies now that I see you are truly the men you represented yourselves to be and are men of honor. I apologize for the accusations we brought against you. The follower now hands out some nice sweet cakes. She's giving lots of treats. Is Elmon not participating in that as well? All right.
I only know Priestley's sweet treats.
So please accept our apologies and our gratitude. I now see that you are not only not in any way conspiring with the cultists, but you've done a fantastic deed in recovering that howlet dust that we destroyed and slew cultists by your own claim that I now completely, wholeheartedly believe. And here, helped a citizen who was in a dire situation.
And how is she?
I am told she's been returned to her family and all is well.
Do you know why she was abducted in the first place?
That I do not know.
Do you know who the meat carver, butcher? Do you know who the butcher was?
We don't know him by name specifically, but the city guard have let me know that he is most likely responsible for several abductions and murders over the last year.
Oh, unfortunate.
Well, with that in mind...
Ulgrim disturbs everything and is dumping over plates, stuffing cakes, and...
He looks up. What? We're talking?
Aru!
I am not just a member of the Church of Lothian. What are you laughing at?
I'm not just a member. I'm a quiet. You've said a couple things that have just been barely on that infomercial side.
He's so proud of his beard. I couldn't grow a beard until the Church of Lothian.
Oh, that's awesome.
I am also, he says very seriously, I am also a member of the conciliators. We, as you know, seek out and destroy the cultists in every way that we can. They are completely directed towards chaos, even against themselves at times, and we cannot abide that. We need law and order. We are a small group within the church. There are many within the church that do not even know who we are or that we exist. I think you would be worthy additions to that group. I'm asking if you would consider being agents of the conciliators. You would be able to receive assistance from us, information from us when we have it, and be able to do what you do best, disrupting their activities.
What all would this involve? Like, would you be guys? We wouldn't be taking orders, right?
There would be no orders. You would be left to your own. I would have a representative reach out to you from time to time to provide what information we have. But instead of us butting heads against each other or some of my confederates thinking you getting in the way, we can now work together to oppose chaos whenever it shows itself.
And have shinier armor, I suppose.
Well, you would not be as these, he says, pointing to the beautiful, shiny armored guards behind him. These are official members of the church. But you would not just be a mere informant out on the docks that we might throw a loaf of bread to get information. I have talked to a few of my associates and let them know that you are of some skill and should not be passed over lightly.
Well, I know where I stand.
You stand on my foot. This is where you stand.
They're a little close to me.
You're hogging all the cakes.
They're delicious.
Can we have a moment to talk amongst ourselves?
Of course. And he motions for you to leave. And points towards the flap, and the two guards at the entrance hold the flap open.
We step outside.
There's an awkward amount of cakes in Ulgrim's hands.
Well, I mean, there would be benefit in the fact that they would provide resources to us, but, you know, they are going to want something in
they
return.
providing resources or they're just information?
Well, I mean, information.
Not clear to me.
Information is a resource in its own way, but I'm sure we could, acquire some resources from them within reason. Perhaps Olgrim, they would be willing to heal Olgrim. I think we should make that a condition of any acceptance. Is they're priests. They're the strongest priesthood in this entire city. I think they can do that at the least.
Yeah, I like that idea.
But you're not one for a religion. Well, that's hard to say in a dwarven accent.
No. And I don't have to believe in Lothian to accept their resources, as they are a mutual cause to us.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we're out to destroy these cultists and disrupt their plans, and I don't care where the resources come from.
Why are we doing this again? I forgot.
They seem to be working against the cultists, just like us.
And why are we working against the cultists? What did the...
They've tried to kill us several times.
Oh.
Look what they did to
our
friend Grim.
Stumpy over here.
Just a big stumps put in your face.
Look at it.
Smell why we fight.
Well,
and I mean I'm sure the destruction in Old Town, was it?
Yeah, we gotta ask them about that.
Yeah, I mean that's, they're running around destroying the city. I think we, may not have an obligation, but it may be a benefit to everybody if we prevent that.
I say we join with them until it's not useful for us anymore.
Yeah.
Cutthroat goblin.
I like the way he thinks.
You do not serve our usefulness anymore. All right, so...
He puts a check mark next to Olgrim. Usefulness is the title.
Still useful.
It's just an hourglass. So we all agree?
I think so.
Okay, you head back inside.
Avius
leads the way.
All right.
Oh, God.
Daywan's talking with the lady follower. She offers some more
Mr.
wine.
Daywan, Your Honor, Sir Daywan, may I have a new robe if we work for you?
What?
Olgrim says that in unison.
I want a robe like yours.
That is completely out of the question.
Why?
This is a high priest's robe.
I'll turn it inside out. How about that?
I think you are making light of this situation.
No, you don't understand my penchant for robes.
He means well. It's the wine, too. I think what he's trying to say is we will accept and join with the conciliators.
That's excellent news. I'm glad to hear that. Then I can offer you emergency assistance and shelter. If you ever find yourselves in dire needs, you can go to any Lothian temple and show these. And he shows you guys little pins that are kind
FEMA.
of... What's that?
They say FEMA.
They're little pins that are kind of diamondish shaped, not like Lothian markings at all. Priests at each temple know that these pins, when shown, are to give food and shelter to whoever has them, with no questions asked. You will certainly at least find a warm room and a roof over your head and at least food to survive the night if you are ever in dire needs. They may not even know again who you are really helping and aiding, so I would request you to keep that to yourselves. I can also offer you with those very same pins. They will give you half the normal fees for any healing that you may need at any temple by showing that. And in addition, in matters of cultists and the chaos cults only, you will have the same law authority, as all clerics in this city do. You will be able to bring captured cultists, their conspirators, any evidence directly to the church prison that you know all too well, and it will be taken with all due seriousness based upon your capabilities.
We'll make sure there's actual evidence against them if they were to be brought in.
Says the one who shoots first and asks questions later.
We have one.
Darts eyes at the
We have one other stipulation upon joining.
What is that?
Our dwarf friend here, through fighting the cultists, was grievously injured, and we'd like whatever can be helped to restore his foot back to normal.
He says,
An act of good faith, if you will.
He whispers something to the lady who's been handing stuff out. She whispers something back, a bit concerned, and they whisper just a little bit, and he holds out a momentary hand to you guys.
Holds out the pin.
She heads back and says, I cannot directly help him myself, and our temples can provide healing assistance as needed, but again, there are costs associated for them to do such. But we will certainly help you in what ways we can.
Think of it as an investment.
But I can provide you with this. And
I love my group.
she returns with a small reddish box. And he takes it and opens it up and nods approvingly at what he finds inside and extends it out towards the group.
What's in it?
You're grabbing it?
Yeah.
Okay. You grab it, you open it up.
Eats you.
Inside is a small bluish gem. And that's all that's inside this box. Priest Daewon says, this is a gem of healing. It can be used in dealing with the savages of combat and is used by interweaving it into an item that you carry upon you to help. And perhaps this may make your tasks easier. And I do not give this to you for you agreeing to be an agent of the conciliators. I give this to you for aiding a stranger who was trapped in a basement and ending a nightmare, and doing so selflessly.
Olgrim passes a sweet cake to Elmon.
Slap it down.
Thank you very much, priest.
And he walks over and does a little Pope type, like touching of the forehead.
What's a big no for Elmon?
All right, everyone other than Elmon gets a DM inspiration die.
I'm all right with that.
Till the one day you have
already
to
have
jump
I
that
already have
bridge.
one.
Oh, hey,
Used
why
it.
I burn through mine?
I already had one.
As we,
Just a slap back.
he says, as we find any information, we will reach out. And if you have information, you can leave a message, sealed message for me, and it will reach me.
Where do we leave that message?
Any temple will find its way to me.
Another thing, that explosion the other day, was that caused by cultists? What do you know about that?
We do not know much. We are looking into it as we speak. One of my masters of the arcane believes that chaos was definitely a part of it, but we cannot 100% confirm that.
72%, maybe?
Well, when you'll let us know when you find more out? You find
Certainly.
out more?
Certainly. Well, enjoy the celebration. You have more than earned it. And may Lothian be with you all.
Off to the founding! And he charges out.
All right. He goes away and starts talking to one of his guards. The lady who's been handing out wine and sweet cakes comes up to Puck the Goblin Healer.
Hello, lady.
Says, hello, I'm...
She wants some strange.
says, hello, it's great to hear that you will be helping out the church. And I am running a bit of a church activity in just a little bit. We are hosting a fun little event for charity for an orphanage, and we're very excited to do it. And it's a section of a booth where you get to throw eggs at pompous type priests. They're hard to get, but it's kind of funny, and people pay for it, and it's all for the good of charity. I was wondering if you, little sir, would be interested in helping us at the booth. I think.
Are you wanting to throw eggs at me?
Well, not me, but people who would pay, and the money would go to charity. And I mean, no offense, but I think they would pay a lot to throw eggs at a goblin. Think of the children.
It's better than the dark elf booth.
Take your pick.
How much money are we talking about getting raised here?
Well, normally it's a silver per egg, but I think we might get 3 silver per egg for you.
Let's say if you can get 5 silver an egg, I'll do it.
Okay. Then come with me. I'll just need like an hour of your time.
Oh. Okay.
Wonderful.
For the children.
Wonderful.
Wear this costume.
We are the world.
She takes Puck away and is heading off towards a little game booth type area, and she's almost skipping.
Huck and his gem off to the...
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what to do with that. Yeah, what's the Lothian, what's her name?
Oh, yeah,
Sweet cakes.
Just want to run past. Her name is the very smooth-sounding Gennick. Gennick, the female loyal follower. She's human.
That's her title to the female.
It's on her badge.
Gennick the female. That's what they call me.
I'm in between spells.
I have my
I'm
next...
post spell.
Oh, God.
Upper half only, of course. Oh dear.
Elmon's gonna go see if he
alienated
can
so many people.
We're gonna go see if he can get back in that
Our
archery
apologies to
contest.
Oh,
We love all post spell people.
we apologize.
Pre and post.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and post.
All right.
Don't be doing that archery contest without me, elf.
He says as he disappears, and it is now time for the archery
there's some
contest.
You sons of bitches.
Elmon excitedly drags you guys off towards a more wide open area of field and is almost late for the archery competition.
I'm here. You can start.
And you show up. There's a decent-sized crowd behind where the contestants are. A field with a bunch of different targets set up. There's some people doing some test shots. And again, people laughing, people excited. There's some archers there that are not... There's like a bunch of amateurs that are having fun. There's like the serious ones with like the sport gloves and that kind of stuff, you know? And like the patch over the one eye for Olympic shooting, like serious type people. And there is a lady there, an elf, who's running the competition. And you walk up and approach her. She sees your bow on your back. She says, "Oh, you'd like to enter the competition?"
I would.
She says, "Wonderful. You will have to use our arrows, but
Fine.
you can use your bow." And she looks at it carefully and makes sure it's not legendary bow of all time.
Right.
She says, "I am Naquant. I run and operate Navean Bowcraft. We are sponsoring this. The competition is going to be point-based. The multiple targets we have here," she points to a big white plank that's just a moderate distance out. "The first target is worth a single point. Some further distance beyond that is a shield that's painted blue and standing up on the ground. She says the blue shield is worth 2 points. Further back on a wooden little stand is a bottle that's red. She says the red bottle is worth 3 points, and then way further back than that, on another wooden stand, is a single silver coin. She says the coin is worth 4 points. You can take a few moments to practice some shots, and then when the competition begins, it will be 5 shots in total, and whoever wins will claim the prize. And she points over to a guarded area of 40 gold and 8 Mastercraft Ilnoran arrows. Ooh. You take a look. You have never seen arrows as nice as these. They are upgraded versions of the ones you have used before.
Nice. I drool over them for a little bit and then go back and prepare to win this contest.
All right. You take their arrows. You can do a couple of shots. What did you want to shoot at? There's a white plank, blue shield, red bottle, silver coin. Just so you can get familiar with it.
The third one is at the red bottle.
Red bottle.
All right.
All right, you line it up and take a shot.
20 plus 9, 20, 27.
27. The bottle gets knocked over.
All right, I'll go for the silver coin.
All right.
22.
You go wide.
I'm sorry, 24.
You go wide.
Really? With a 24?
Yes.
The silver coin.
Good to know. Good to know.
One more shot you can test out.
Yeah, let's give that one more go.
Okay.
And I will go wide.
You turn around. Really, I almost got it. Oh!
Really
I'm
wide.
leaving the contest now.
All right.
Going to become a monk.
A couple of shots are done, and you actually get to the second round, is what we'll say, and it's down to 4 of you. And I'm going to ask each of the other players here at the game to take part as one of the other players in this competition.
Traitors.
Let's have...
Down with them. Oh, I grabbed from the magic bag. Oh, I'm all set.
Let's have Christopher. You're going to play Isaac.
You get a little bio on there and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
None of your business.
Isaac is, looks like a young farmhand type kid who knows his bow, but still young, and is being cheered on by his farm family behind him, one of which was one of the wrestlers in the little mud pit earlier.
Oh.
And we will have... Seth, you're going to play Gurzav. Gurzav is a half-orc mercenary who's there for business. He's looking pretty serious. He's watching Elmon trying to size everyone up. He's not in a playful, fun mood. He has a couple half-orcs there watching him, not cheering him on, just watching him.
He's got the sports glove.
Yeah. And then Tim, you'll play LaRose. LaRose is...
Shanaquan's sister.
Is a male elf who's tall, has a nice bow, and is the champion 3 years running of this competition, and also works at Nevaeh Bowcraft.
I have a quick question.
It's a setup.
Yes.
Can I use my inspiration? Am I right?
You cannot.
Wow!
And Seth, you've got some secret on your back of yours. So,
Kill Elmon. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So we have our 4 contestants. We have the young farm boy, Isaac. We have LaRose, the elven champion. And then we have Gurzav, the half-orc. And then we have Elmon. The winds are a little strong, blowing over some trees. And let's have Isaac. Isaac, you can say something and go first.
Isaac turns around and waves to his family, and they're all,
Go, Isaac!
yeah. He's all, heep, heep, ha, ha, and takes a quick shot.
All right, what do you want to shoot at?
He's going for the red bottle.
Going for the red bottle, okay.
With a 9.
A total of 9.
Total of 9.
The nerves have gotten to him. The shot does not come anywhere near hitting. And Isaac has 0 points.
Aww. Stomps away.
All right, let's have...
Rose just stands there, arms folded, just watching with a smirk.
Let's have Gurzav, the orc. What are you going to shoot at?
The white plank.
Going for the easy one.
Well, I'm assuming these are just the...
Those are the order. That is the order and the points at their worst.
Oh, okay, so I can go for any of them?
Any of them.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'll go for the red bottle.
Okay.
I'll crush you guys like worms. 17.
17 at the red bottle is also a miss. This competition's off and kicking. Elmon, you're up.
LaRose just looks at Elmon, gives him a nod.
I nod back. Red bottle.
Red bottle.
it
Everyone's
is.
doing the red bottle.
21.
21 is a miss.
Fuck.
Everyone's trying to prove a point, and everyone's caught off guard by this wind. And LaRose, the champion,
Just hits the
calmly
light flame.
stands up and shoots for what?
All right. So, how many rounds are there?
5.
First 5 rounds.
Yep.
Everyone's missed.
Yes.
Mhm.
LaRose goes for the blue shield
The blue shield. Second farthest.
with a natural 20.
Pins the blue shield to the red bottle.
You hit the blue shield, knock it over, you hit a dead center, the crowd just goes, woo! And Naquan says, 2 points for LaRose, and you have the lead.
He just looks over at Elmon and kind of raises his eyebrows.
It's okay, Isaac.
No
Just
effect.
take it easy. It's all right.
Okay.
A lady catches your eye, Elmon, as you're trying to figure out what's going on. It is an elven lady who has a bit of regalness to her. She calls out, "Archer, I would like to speak with you." She's at the little crowd line behind a little rope.
Give her kind of a suspicious look, but walk over nonetheless.
Is that a disqualifying thing?
She says, "The wind. When the wind blows across the trees from the right, just wait a few moments, and then it will be clear."
I nod.
All right. You may now add +1 to all of your shots.
Thank you.
She did not say that loud for anyone else to hear, by the way.
Nice.
Isaac quickly takes a step back.
Isaac, you're up. What's she shooting for?
Having seen the champion shoot the blue shield, goes for the blue shield.
All right, good luck.
Padoing.
Doing. 24.
Is a hit for 2 points.
Ha!
Gurzav.
You little human and puny elves, let Gurzov show you how it's done. As he notches an arrow and shoots for the red bottle.
Like last time, Orc?
21.
That was a red bottle shot. Goes whistling past the red bottle teeters and stays put. Elmon, you are next.
Tied for the leader, Mom!
Yay, Isaac!
I'm going to go for the red bottle again. Wait for the just after the wind passes through the trees
All right.
appropriately. That would be a 27
On the red bottle,
on the red bottle.
goes spinning into the grass, knocked over successfully for 3 points. And LaRose gets to wrap up this round.
LaRose acknowledges and confidently walks up to the shooting line and goes after the red bottle as well
Right.
for 24.
LaRose shows him up and also hits it, retaining his lead. So for the second round, the host calls out, we have Gurzav 0, Isaac 2, Elmon 3, LaRose 5. We will now begin round 3. There's 2 just terrified boys out there resetting the things, hoping you don't shoot.
Didn't Gerzog miss twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero.
We have
Yeah,
zero.
zero.
Oh, okay.
That's what 0 plus
Oh.
0 equals.
Thanks.
He's an elf, not a wizard.
Too, yeah.
Gurzov, you're up.
I'm an archer, not a mathematician.
Wait, am I? Are you skipping me?
Gurzov is up first with the fewest points.
I'll show you, infidels. I was just testing you guys before.
No one
10
believes
points.
it.
What?
He pulls an arrow out of his quiver that has some. The feathers are these nice blue ones, and kind of blows it a little kiss, and it's going to be a.
But
a
no one else
special
notices
arrow.
this, but
Except for who?
just him. He has a
just
sneaky Gurzov. arrow.
And gonna shoot the red bottle again
All right.
with a 21.
21. His sneaky arrow, he snuck into the generic quivers. He aims it up and fires. Just barely misses.
Ah, what did you do to that red bottle, human?
He's cursing the small ball boy who's running back and forth.
Chasing him through the field.
Isaac, your third shot of 5. What are you
Takes
shooting?
aim and at the same shot he did before, the blue shield.
Blue shield.
Is a 19.
Shunk is a hit for 2 more points. The
You
crowd,
be quiet.
hey, you don't talk to him like that, says the muscular, mud-covered farm hand in the crowd.
Go back and eat mud.
A half-orc steps next to him, and the fight is almost started. A city guard just steps in the area and just looks at them both, and the crowd gets quiet as Elmon lines up his
A
shot.
turkey leg in his mouth and just watches what's going on.
I'm gonna have to go for the red bottle again, I'm afraid.
He lines it up. It's a far shot.
I should have gone for the silver coin. 28.
28. Shunk. Red bottle is sent toppling over for 3 points for Elmon.
Ah,
Give what's his face over
LaRose?
there? Yeah, whatever it is. A look.
Oh, what does LaRose do? Can play it safe.
You can end it.
He can show up Elmon. Oh. All right.
Tulev game.
LaRose wets his
5-yard
finger,
penalty.
sticks it up in the air. Okay. Marks the winds.
What's he aiming for?
Marks the wind. It's everywhere.
Hunter marks the wind.
Marks the wind.
LaRose is aiming for the silver coin.
The farthest object. He's got to
And
arc it.
Here he goes. Oh, fudge. A 1.
A natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh! You
LaRose-
fire, and the bowstring snaps,
Yes, it
and
does.
the arrow still traveled some distance. It went about 12 feet, awkwardly spinning and tumbling. And your good friend and coworker, you look at her with a bit of a shock.
What is this?
It counts, LaRose. That was a shot.
My bowstring broke.
That is a valid shot.
You gave me a bad bow.
The crowd's just like, ooh. She
Serena
walks
Williams moment.
She walks over to you quietly and says, "This is for our bowcraft store. You can't say I gave you a bad bow."
It's the
You gave me a fine bow.
What are you doing?
What did you do to my bowstring, orc?
Better. That's better. Go that route. Yeah.
I cut it. That's what I did. I cut it.
You hear
Good
laughter.
shot.
Orcish laughter from the crowd.
Did you hear? He admitted it.
Is,
Can I go?
is this true, Orc?
No, I'm just taunting the little guy.
At the end of round 3, we have Gurzev, 0 points. Isaac, 4. LaRose, 5. And in the lead, Elmon with 6. Begin round 4. Gurzev, this is your chance to get on the board. What are you aiming for?
Gurzov's gonna shoot at the red bottle. With the 9.
You hit the white plank perfectly. but it doesn't.
That's a point. That's what I was aiming. I was aiming at the white plank.
And
This is the first time ever Gurzov has even shot a bow.
Yeah.
he was the one of the 3 half orcs that lost the bet.
Yeah, he drew the short straw.
All right, Isaac.
He's very serious now. He takes aim at the blue shield once more.
Come on, Isaac.
And the shot goes 21.
Blue shield 21 is a good hit for 2 points, I believe.
6 points.
Tied for the lead now, actually.
Next shot is LaRose.
You just hear chanting from Isaac.
Does LaRose have a new bowstring?
Yes.
No, he's gonna throw it.
You've got a ball boy.
LaRose is now playing javelin, yeah.
LaRose has been provided another excellent quality bow and bowstring from Navon Bowcraft.
The finest in bowcraft quality.
All right, LaRose,
It's down by a point.
Just tie it.
he goes for the silver coin.
For the silver coin. Going this farthest one.
With 27.
27. Silver coin is hit and taken down. The first one of the competition. 4 points added to LaRose.
Ooh.
He nonchalantly sticks his bow over his shoulder and just, turns
Works
around
better with
to
a
the
string.
The crowd cheers. Like everyone knows he would have nailed everything. Just the string failed him. LaRose has the lead, and with 9 points, last shot of this round, Elmon.
So how many points does LaRose have?
He has 9, you have 6. And you're the last shot of the
You
round.
can tie it with the red bottle
I
like
know
you
I
always
can.
do.
Taunt me, will you?
That was in character.
I'm going to use my inspiration die and go for the silver coin.
Elmon lines it up. He arcs it back and lets loose.
27.
Also hits the silver coin and sends it flying off into the grass. We have another shot of the silver coin. The crowd cheers.
Look at these elves showing off.
At the end of round 4, we have Gurzov, still 0 points.
Yeah! 0!
Isaac 6. Yeah! LaRose 9 and Elmon 10 points. This is the last and final shot from each of you.
Little history note here. Orcs actually invented the game of golf.
Yeah.
We will go with Gurzov. This is your last shot and last chance to get any points in this competition.
Don't insult Gurzov. He's gonna show these little kobolds how to shoot a bow.
You've been doing a great job so far.
Yeah!
How did you roll?
A 9.
A 9?
Didn't even declare a target, just shot the bow in the air.
What were you aiming for, though?
The red bottle.
You hit the red bottle, but it was Elmon's red bottle several lanes over. And the crowd just kind of goes, oh.
Cheer for Gurzov! Gurzov the Great!
It is just deathly silent. Well, if Puck ever dies, Gurzov has to be the replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Isaac, your last shot.
This is there third place type stuff going on?
Yes, I'm sure there will be.
Okay.
Playing it safe.
He's going for the silver coin.
Okay.
LaRose looks at Isaac. For a human, you're pretty good.
Oh.
He seems enamored. Don't listen to his trash talk, Isaac. You can do it.
But he said I would.
Don't listen to him.
He rolled. 19.
And you were shooting for the silver?
Silver coin.
It comes up way short.
That's all
way
you got
short.
was 19?
He skulks away.
Foolish boy.
I take it back.
Really? Okay. Take it back.
This is now the last shot for the reigning champion 3 years in a row, La Rose, she says, a bit concerned.
So La Rose is down by 1.
You have 9, Elmon has 10. You each have
That
one
Nike
shot
campaign is going to switch over. Better be careful.
I'm going to burn my Nike arrows. All right.
What are you aiming for?
La Rose goes for silver coin.
The silver coin.
All or nothing.
Yeah.
Shot is fired.
Shit.
What'd you get?
11.
A total of 11?
12, sorry.
Another string breaks.
The nerves get to La Rose. The shot misses, and the crowd just goes silent. Everything's
Yeah.
Fat Albert laughs
Shut
at
up,
you.
orc! La Rose just stomps off. He's not even going to stay for the...
Oh.
Yeah, he is sour.
With her dramatic flair.
The host Naquan says, we have a winner. You have a shot remaining.
Takes a shot, goes for the silver coin.
Just quickly?
Yeah.
All right.
Natural 20.
Oh, my God!
Yes!
Without looking, he shoots, stares at the crowd and La Rose.
Right at La Rose.
Oh, man. The shot goes through, and boom, that coin is split through the center. It actually pierces the coin, goes right through the center, and is nailed down. And we have a winner with Elmon with 14 points. We have a new winner. And the crowd goes, yay! And a couple people come out and start celebrating and high-fiving you. And how'd you do that? And where did you get your bow from? And who are you, a guard? And asking you all sorts of questions. You now have like a throng of 12 people.
I just start heading towards wherever the prize is.
Okay.
Just get out of my way. No, I guess make a little bit of small talk, but...
Make a persuasion roll. This will be your crowd.
The crowd turns on him.
Persuasion 12.
A 12?
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, never meet your hero.
Yeah. Never meet your hero.
And we thought La Rose was a dick.
I win that prize too.
A silver coin that prize all day.
Natural 20s all day. I'm being a jerk.
Naquant is there, and she says, "Excellent shooting. You did wonderfully. I've not seen that kind of shooting outside of our own La Rose. Well done. Here is your prize." She hands out 10 gold to Isaac, which is
I could buy a farm.
which is a fortune. She takes about 20 gold and puts it in a pouch and puts it in her bag for La Rose later.
Theoretically.
I was just reading it.
And then hands you a much larger pouch, Elmon, of 40 gold. And she says, and you've also earned these, and unwraps the 8 Mastercraft Ilnoran arrows. These arrows are fantastic. They are similar to the ones you had before, but they are of a much higher quality. Each one of them deals an additional 6 damage when you hit.
Are they considered magical or just...
Yes.
Okay.
We'll make a note of that as well.
Were you all out of your other ones?
I have 1 left. I've been saving it for something
I
special.
thought you put it in one of those ghost people.
I had 2.
He had 2 left at that point.
Now I have 1.
Nice.
Actually, and plus 8 more.
You have forensic accounting of your arrows.
Elmon is whisked away to a fun little celebration, and dinner is had at a nearby little feasting tent, and you guys enjoy some food and spirits. And it's a great time.
Avius was on the ready to use Gust.
To use
He
Gust?
had to help.
Really?
But I don't know if you noticed, but every time he...
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Interesting. While all this grand stuff was going on, Puck,
Oh, man.
you are in a small wooden stall. There are games next to you, little bag-type tossing things and hoops being tossed, and There's a little clown-type performer, Jester, who's been making fun of you the last few minutes as you get prepared.
Fakir is there.
What's her wonderful name? Gennik. She says, okay, so you just need to sit right here on this stool. They will stand behind the rope there, and then I'll see if we can get 5 silver at all from someone.
I just sit here? I don't get to dodge or move around?
No, but it's pretty far for egg throwing. And if you want to taunt them and stuff, that'd be great. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Can you be mean at all?
Oh, I can be mean.
What about me? Ulgrim's in the next tank.
And a guy and his girlfriend, youngish guy, human guy, and his halfling girlfriend stride by, and she's kind of interested and looks, look at that. It's like a little mini, like, hobgoblin thing.
You're a mini hobgoblin.
It talks too. He says, I'll throw some. How much is it? She's like, 5 silver for 3 eggs. Puck winces. And he says, yeah. He coughs up the coins and starts throwing some eggs at you. You gonna start saying anything, Puck? He winds up and throws an egg right at you, and your first egg is right in your chest.
Oh, good throw. Now see if you can hit me with the next one, you mook.
He throws the next one.
What? I think we just went a little racist there.
He missed with the next one. That was...
Nice shot, nice throw.
Shut up! And he throws the next one.
Turkey.
He throws the next one, and it breaks in his hand with anger before he throws it.
Ha ha!
Thorn whip.
And more people come by, and more people come by, and Puck, you've drawn a bit of a crowd.
He thought about it, yeah.
The crowd starts gathering, and there's more and more people are paying. She starts changing the price to 1 egg per 5 silver. And
That's more like it. That's what we agreed on. Gennik.
That's the insult you start throwing around. Such a Gennik. More shots, more thrown at you. Overall, they're not hitting because you're more diminutive than they're expecting, and you're still pretty far, and the eggs are not aerodynamic. They're not Elnoran Mastercraft eggs.
Are you counting his bonus to armor class for his size?
And time goes by. It's been maybe 30, 45 minutes of your hour-long agreed-on shift as you check your watch every so often. You've gotten just lightly splattered with eggs until you run into a slightly different crowd.
It's the Rose.
I'll get my aim. There's 3 young guys there, and they're not taking kindly at all to your comments. They're getting a little more serious. They're throwing harder.
Are they human? What
Yep.
race are they?
They are human.
Come on, you sloppy humans! Hit me!
One
Hit the goblin!
One throws and misses. Another one just grabs an egg without paying for it and smacks you upside the head. Yeah! Look at that, filthy mongrel!
You still throw like a kobold!
And they hit you upside the head again. You don't belong in this city, you filthy animal!
I'm filthy, look at your face!
You say with egg literally on your face!
Yeah.
It's just breakfast for him. He's just
licking it up.
Just lick it up.
Yeah, go back to where you came from!
I came from your mama!
He starts covering the detailed half-goblin lineage in his ancestry. They're pretty good, and you are getting splattered with egg yolk and covered from shins to chest, and
Like a whole foot of them.
Yeah.
and they say, "Yeah, we better not see you around here." And they
Well,
laugh.
what? What are you gonna do? I'm right here. Come get me. Come on, throw some eggs. Throw some more eggs.
Make an intimidation roll in an inverted kind of way.
15.
15. One of them ducks under the thin little yellow rope. Genrick says, no, stay behind. He pushes her down into the grass.
Oh.
And walks over and draws his small little mini club that he has. It's about maybe 2 feet long with a slightly rounded edge on the side. And he comes running right up, draws it, kind of pulls it back, but instead pushes you with his open hand and pushes you off the stool.
I turn into a bear.
All right, he reaches out to push, and you instantly morph into a bear. What the hell? He scampers back, looks around, some kind of joke. His friends start leaving him behind. He throws, defensively panicked, his little club at you and runs and smacks into the yellow rope, knocking that whole thing over, and he disappears into the crowd.
Turn back into Puck and just...
It is dinner time at a dinner tent. Elmon, you have been invited. You've been brought by a bunch of the crowd and stuff. Your friends will come with you, and it's a good time to eat. It's starting to get a little towards sunset. But you've also been invited specifically, you and your two friends, Elmon and Ulgrim, to eat with this nice elven lady who you have spoken with a little bit now. Her name is Glennarin Skycaller. You've been chatting with her, having some nice conversation. It's good, pleasant elven conversation about elven interests as opposed to what Ulgrim farted out yesterday type conversations you have. And after a while...
Elven speak, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Same.
And after a while, Ulgrim and Avius, you guys kind of just leave that table and go to your own table, and he's left with a bunch of the elves and just chatting.
Finally amongst my own people.
She whispers when some of the gentlemen she's with, and she's dressed really nice, some of the gentlemen she's with are busy talking to themselves. She leans over and whispers to you, "You're not so reserved as other elves."
I've been living amongst those outside of our kind for some time now.
You are respectful, and your thoughts are still, but I can see what you mean. You are not distant like the others that I deal with.
I do what I can.
Where did you learn to shoot an arrow like that? Is it a funny story?
No, very tragic, but
They all died. I laugh, otherwise I'll cry.
I grew up amongst a family of archers.
Oh.
So I was basically born with a bow in my hand.
And what is it that you do as your vocation?
Shoot things.
You are no guard. You are a bodyguard for a wealthy noble? A huntsman? I can't place you.
Huntsman would probably be close to accurate.
Well, this city can swallow up an elf if one is not careful. You should come visit Eridithil's home. It's in Midtown. It's a place for relaxation where one can restore one's spirit back to the world. I think it might do you some good, and you are certainly welcome, and would be no inconvenience for me to see you once again.
I may have to do that, Glennarin.
Some men enter a bunch of people have been coming and going in this mini tavern type tent, but some men enter that catch some of your interests as they are armored and armed and look like they've been traveling hard and been in battle, at least in the last few days. And they start talking with the person, arguing slightly with the person who's checking people in at the door and trying to find a spot for them at the bench tables.
Catch Glennarin's attention. Who are those men?
Which is, I do not know. Guards are quickly in after them, chat with them, and take their weapons and stand with their weapons, the guards do, at the one of the tables, and the guards are just going to have dinner while watching their weapons. And the now armored men talk amongst themselves, except for one has looked around the room and hearing people chat, and you guys have been talking about your exploits and adventures and having a good relaxing time and unwinding. He eyes the table with Avius and Olgrim, and this old gray-bearded dwarf stomps on over in his armor. And he comes over and swings his leg over the bench next to Olgrim and headbutts you up the side of the head. Take 1 point of bludgeon damage. What? Hail, friend. Having a great time? Eating some good food? Lots of drink, are we?
He hit me on the side of my head?
Yeah, you were looking at your table. He came up to the side of you and headbutted you right as he sat down.
Okay. Olgrim slowly turns and stares at this dwarf, recognizing his quote-unquote playful banter. Return the headbutt.
Ooh.
And it's fine. Goosh, you just back at him.
He takes it and does not move and is taking a point of damage himself.
Just headbutt each other to death over dinner.
Every sentence is punctuated with a headbutt.
I want to use my distracting maneuver. Move Avius clear and,
I like to think that I've met most of us stone cutters, but I ain't seen you around here before.
I don't often spend time with the stone cutters. I'm more of a shield biter myself.
Have you got a name?
Shield biter. The name's Olgrim. And that's all you need to know right now.
Says, all right. Well, let's have a drink for Olgrim and his table on me. And the table cheers. Yay!
What,
drinks are brought around.
What's the occasion there, friend?
Oh, celebration of a victory. I heard you speaking of victory, talking about ratmen. Nasty vermin for sure. How many did you put down?
At least a handful. Several. I can't even count.
No, seriously, don't make fun of me. I cannot even count.
With that, he just downs his ale as fast as he can there.
That sounds like quite the battle. Or does it? You can't even remember how many you counted. A handful. You should be doing more than that.
I push my weight and tell me of your victory.
That was just in one night, mind you. Just in one night, one evening.
He turns away from Avius with a scowl and looks back at Olgrim.
Avius puts his head down and cheers.
Well, me and my crew, we've been out hunting blue dragon. Lightning lashing out from its snarling mouth. You see this scar here? That's 2 days old. A wound 2 days old that I'm proud to show off. What have you got to show off? You got little rat bites on your finger?
Blue dragon, eh? I can't believe that. No one's seen blue dragon in ages.
The size of City Hall.
And left that little mark and you did it. I'm sensing a boast. And I splash a little drink on him.
Ooh, he does not like that. His charming smile gives way to very serious, but then he looks at the rest of the table and starts to smile again. And he takes another drink and says, "To good battles!" And everyone cheers, and he drinks. The table drinks. Olgrim drinks.
Olgrim will drink.
All right.
Woohoo! Avius drinks.
Again, no one at the table pays any attention to the old
Who's
wizard.
ready for adventure?
He's tried his line so much. So what are you? Stone lost? Are you a Grail Warden? What's your ancestry, dwarf? You have any idea where you come from?
I'm sensing a bit of Scottish in you.
My accent will change how I want it. I only know like two.
Let's do Cockney now. No, my ancestry is that of shield biters. The Hill Clan. I know where I come from.
And he, bares his chest as though that were something symbolic. He's got no markings on him.
If you think you come from the hills, then you don't know nothing. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about brave kings, smart men, and even stronger women who built an amazing city called Dwarvenhearth. I can see by the look in your eyes, you ain't heard of it. None at all. A city made from master builders, master crafters, where each line cut of the stone was perfect, where each tile was emblazoned with depictions of our lineage and our ancestry, where each brick fit, each joint fit so perfectly and so securely. The old gods lowered their heads in respect to Dwarvenhearth, the city with no equal. Any of that ring a bell, dwarf?
I've heard of the place, but it's lost to myth. It's things that wandering dwarves, drunken dwarves, will just spatter on about. No one's been there. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, he says. He stands up and addresses the crowd more than Olgrim. Still looking at you occasionally, but more to the crowd.
He's just up on the table.
Yes. When he stands up, a couple of his boys by the door move a little bit, but then they realize no fight's happening at the moment. And they settle down. The guy keeps talking. Our ancestors fought off the Dark Elves in not one but 2 wars. And while that was happening, mankind unleashes the Skull King Gull. And he spits on the ground. Gull swarms man with darkness, and then he sets his eyes on us. And when he does, what do our ancestors do? They protect our homeland. They seal it off and leave their master workshops and their homes behind so that nothing like that could get it, and seal it off for good. So no one can enter. We have no home, and you don't even think it exists. Do you have any idea where it is? It's below your feet, below this very city. You have no idea. There are dwarves, the stone lost, in towers just outside that keep eyes on it, that come up to the city every now and again just to get supplies to survive. You have no idea about that. You wander around. So when someone comes striding into Tallis, drinking our ale, eating our food like they own the place, and telling tales of killing rats, you better understand where you come from and what people have lost, and say some words to show respect for our ancestors. And he sits down and grabs his drink and looks at you to speak something.
Kind of intimidated. Does he bear any kind of symbols, like he belongs to a noble house of a dwarven clan, or?
You may make a lore roll.
Ready for the first die to throw out?
Oh,
natural
not with
20.
that one.
I know thee!
We
keep this one.
Yeah.
You recognize the symbol he has is a group of mercenaries, so it's not part of a noble house or anything along those lines. Soldiers of the Field is the name of his mercenary group.
Okay.
They're not known as particularly noble. It's just whatever the big price is. Whatever's the most famous thing, they'll normally go after.
Dwarves of the Field is what?
No, Soldiers of the Field. He's the only dwarf. The rest are human and half-elves.
Olgrim leans in.
The whole crowd's waiting now.
I'll do you the respect of not saying this aloud, but I'll not take the words of a mercenary. Soldiers of the Field, you know you are. Exaggerating such things. Saying such things to build up hope. The place you talk about is lost. It was forsaken. And you do it no respect talking about it here.
Make an intimidation roll.
Oh, wait, I rolled 2. Sorry. Is an 8.
An
Very
8.
Intimidating. That was worthy of should be a 10 at least.
No, go ahead and do advantage. I like your speech. Get an advantage. Roll second die. Take the highest of the 2.
Die.
Good luck.
First one is
8.
the best
All
one.
right.
It
8
is.
it is. Not a problem. He says, I'll speak then on behalf of dwarves who are too cowardly to our ancestors and to the city we've lost, to one day we may have earned the respect to take it back once again. A drink to Dwarven Hearth. And he takes a big drink, a couple other people take big drinks, and then the rest of his drink he pours at your feet, Olgrim.
I respond, and I also pour the drink at my feet.
All right.
At his feet, but he's kind of close, so it's just like
All right.
both up and
Pouring it on each other's feet.
yeah, pretty much toe to toe.
Touching dicks.
He headbutts you into unconsciousness. I'm so sorry. I rolled a natural 20.
Wait, I don't get a chance.
No. Just right there. Kaboom. He caught you off guard, and Olgrim drops like a rock.
Hey now!
Fireball.
Avius stands up startled and says, you cannot do that to my friend.
Elmon, he's the gray-bearded dwarf turning to you, Avius. Elmon, there's 4 guys not too far away from you near the tent opening that are quickly moving towards deeper into the tent towards the action.
Can I get a read on like who are they soldiers of the field?
They look like mercenary types, certainly.
Okay.
They are armored. They have no weapons because there's some guards that are now kind of starting to slowly pay attention.
Okay. Elmon will stand up and be like, Here, that was a mighty blow. Good job. Well done, dwarf.
Make a deception roll.
Jesus.
Well done. Yeah.
What did you roll?
7.
7. They go running right past you. Avius. The gray-bearded dwarf
Start throwing my dice away.
steps over Olgrim and says, Let this be a lesson to cowards and people who act like they belong in the city and don't give any care to where they come from. And he holds off his men from beating up the elderly old man, not knowing your capabilities. And they walk away.
Sir, a dwarf person.
Guards are standing up with their weapons at the door also to intercede. He turns around.
Avius uses prestidigitation to make his voice very booming and very echoey and very strong and says,
You are the one who knows not where you come from. Don't you dare accuse my friends and my people of not knowing the truth. Now go back to your money-grubbing mercenary friends and do not enter this tent again.
Make an intimidation roll with advantage. See if someone can make some sort of social roll. Doesn't sound good.
He's resilient.
11.
11. He smiles a bit, and the guards say, All right, that's enough. And he says, All right, let's go. And him and his band leave, gather their weapons.
Elmon will check on Olgrim and see how he is.
All right.
Sit him up on the bench and see how much traumatic brain injury he's...
Fan him awake.
It's only been like
sustained.
45 minutes of unconsciousness. He's totally fine.
Start smacking him on his head to try and wake him up.
Olgrim, the world starts taking shape, and you remember there's something about a tent and a city, and there was ale.
Well, hello there, friend.
Did I win?
You won all right.
Yes! And he holds up his drink.
Oh, I shouldn't do that with a head injury.
You finish your dinner. Olgrim is brought to his senses, more or less. Olgrim, you may gain a DM inspiration die for doing your best of standing up to that guy. And the group departs. Elmon, you say farewell to your new elven friends.
Yes.
They hope to see you again. And you run into Puck, whose hair looks like he's moosed it way too much, and he's just all gooey. And he comes up, and he has not eaten, and I don't know what kind of mood Puck is in.
We raised so much money for so much coin for these little crippled kids. I did it. These sons of bitches were throwing eggs at me. I had to turn into a bear to scare off some.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was fun.
For the children.
The crippled kids. I think they're you know.
At least they're crippled now.
They move faster now.
And Puck, you may also give me DM inspiration die for being a good sport. Are you maxed out? You're maxed
Yeah.
out. All right. A lot of the crowd has departed. It is dark now. There's very little sunset left. There is a few not a few, there's still a decent amount, maybe 100 people that are still gathering around another field off to the side where there are big torches that are tall with a lot of light being given off. You guys make your way over there towards what's probably going to be the last interesting event of the celebration. On the way, you pass by some market stalls, and they're packing up and that kind of stuff. And you hear one of the ladies call out. You think for a moment she's trying to hawk something to get rid of her last stuff, but instead she says, Elmon, help me out.
Turn quizzically.
You look over there. There is a middle-aged human lady you recognize. Her name is Polia, and she is lifting a bunch of wooden furniture into a cart that she's done that she didn't sell today. She is your friend Rolmic's wife.
Oh, I will definitely help her out.
She says, I'm glad to see you. I could definitely use the help. Yes, put that in there, and we did pretty well today.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Did you have fun, or were you selling something?
Oh, I had fun. I was here as just a party goer, if you will.
Oh, excellent. Oh, you should have gone to the archery competition, she says, noting your bow.
Oh, I did.
Oh, good.
I won.
You won?
I did.
Oh, that's good news.
It is.
And speaking of news, have you heard from Rolmic recently?
What do you mean?
Well, he left a little more than a week ago to bring some shiny trinkets to some village on the river, and he was supposed to be back days. He hasn't returned yet. If you see him, can you tell him to come home immediately? Sometimes he goes on these fun drinking binges, which is not helpful when we're trying to sell.
Do you know what village he was going to?
No, he said some village on a boggy river.
On the Grainy River?
Probably.
Were there boglegs involved?
I don't recall.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And you help her load up her cart.
Yeah.
She says, thank you so much, and enjoy the last of the celebration.
You as well.
And her and her donkey on the cart disappear into the night.
I think I got somebody killed.
What was that?
Nothing, honey.
The four of you make your way towards these torches. The people are gathered, and you have arrived at the last event of the celebration, the Show of Lights.
Woohoo!
The Show of Lights is a square that's pretty big in size, maybe 80 by 80 foot square, lit up by multiple huge torches. They're almost like mini bonfires that are 15 feet up. So lots of light around there. The crowd is gathered around, making a circle, and you can just barely see their eyes as they're outside of these torches. In the middle, the grass has been removed, and it's just sand. And there is a lady who is managing this competition, and there are a bunch of odd folks gathered around her. They do not look like mud wrestler types. They do not look like archer types at all, or dicey knifey types. They just look like an odd cavalcade of folks. And she's going over the last minute rules, and they're about to begin.
What are those last minute rules?
You can't hear. You're out with the crowd, and they're in the middle of this 50 by 50 sand pit type thing.
Avius wants to check this out.
So does Puck.
Okay. What does that mean?
I want to, I want to get a piece of this action.
Okay, what do you want to do? You're standing with the crowd.
I go to wherever this lady is, explaining rules to whoever these people are.
All right, you step out into the light and stride across the sand. And Puck?
Puck and Avius together.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I want to see what's going on.
You head out. This lady comes out and meets you halfway. She says, "Good evening, gentlemen."
Yes, good evening, Avius Catorum. What's happening here?
This is the Show of Lights. It is a display of magical artistry.
Excellent. I believe you
Fulgrim
need
turns
me.
right back around.
Elmon goes with him.
Well, not going to win this one.
Yes, at your service.
Oh, well, there's a small prize, but only due to some of the dangers behind magic, as I'm sure you're aware, that are inherent within the nature. Only sponsored members, or not members, but only sponsored casters can participate.
Oh, yes, I have a sponsor. Yes.
We both have sponsors.
And who is sponsoring these two? She calls out to
the Church
Noah.
of Lothian, of course.
Yes, of course.
She looks past you at the eyes of crowds in the darkness. It's just silence out there.
Go, Avius!
I'm afraid it will take more than that to...
More than the Church of Lothian.
I'm afraid more than just your word. We need someone of some caliber. And you hear a voice call out from the darkness. A lady's voice, slightly lyrical, an older lady voice, the voice of Lady Jenelyn Cath. She says, "I will sponsor these two fine gentlemen. They're outstanding wizards and men of excellent caliber." The hostess...
Avius tips his hat, bows,
nice.
and does a little flourish.
What does Puck do?
Little wave and a
Alright.
wink.
A wave and a wink.
The hostess says, "Lady Jenelyn Cath has sponsored these two. You are more than welcome. Come into the center." She says, she whispers quick rules to you. No spells that endanger the public, no counter spells to any of the other contestants. Failing to abide by these rules, and you will answer to the inverted pyramid. You will have several minutes to give your display. The winner will be voted by myself and two other judges, and who has the best visual display and artistry. And there are now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entrants. You will be the fifth. And we will begin the competition of the Show of Lights. Yay! And everyone cries, and she waves her hands, and all the torches, big, huge bonfire torches, go out for a second, light up blue for a second, and then go out a second, and then come back into normal color. Give a little bit of a spectacle. She says, "First up is a little unusual situation for the normal Show of Lights," and she whisks everyone in the middle out of the way, so all you contestants join her off to the side, and leaving 3 halflings behind. There will be 3 people working as a team for the first time this year. She says, "Gentlemen, the stage is yours." And 3 halfling wizards kind of just nervously talk to each other. And then they stand back to back, and the crowd gets really quiet. And they start waving their hands in unison. And as they wave their hands, an image about 12 feet tall hovers just above them. This flat image of a wavering type of view, almost like a video screen from some weird sci-fi movie where it's just wavering, a hollow type thing. It's wavering above them. And the image starts to change shape, and there's some rough animations and movement to it as they tell their story. One of them, of the 3 halflings, speaks in the middle. He says, "The history of Tallis." In an image of several landmarks of the city start to blend together. The city hall and the docks and some of these landmarks you've seen in the city. "The history extends from the destruction of the evil gull," and a hooded skeletal hand goes over an image of the city, to the creation of our white fortress of Dalengard. And an image of a fortress you've seen before that leads to the noble quarter, a big white fortress with red top towers. To the rise of the church and the empire, and the flickering image that doesn't quite hold its shape of the Ankh of the Lothian temple appears there. One of the halflings seems nervous. And the leadership of the city council, and an image of a square table with about 24 strong, broad-shouldered, faceless figures, just outlined silhouettes appear. Hand in hand, we move forward and stay strong, all three of them say together at the same time. And their last image is of a human woman, a male half-orc holding hands, an elf holding hands, and in the middle of all those are three smiling halflings right in the middle. And then they stop and the image fades, and there's a smattering of little golf claps that occur. Excellent, excellent, the hostess says. Well done.
Is that magic? I'm not sure.
They walk out and they seem very proud. They practice this all. That's like a high school dance team. They're really nervous and practicing it all weekend long.
You've been served.
And they walk out of the sand. Next is a newcomer by the name of Gudrith. Gudrith? And a young wizard comes out. He is wearing a blue robe and a blue pointed hat with yellow stars in it. Your archetypical terrible wizard-looking garb. Steps out. He stumbles slightly in the uneven sand. And he walks out. And he starts to think to himself, starts to prepare the spell in his mind. The crowd's just kind of waiting. And then he starts to cast and stops. And then he says quietly to the hostess, Can someone lower the torches, please? She waves her hands and the torches go to half their brightness and it gets a little less. And then he thinks to himself, you see him saying the words over in his mouth without actually saying them yet. And then he looks. He raises his hands up and then a small burst of a firework goes. It briefly takes the form of the head of a bear, fades away into dust, and then he says, I like bears. And then he walks away. Excellent. Excellent. That was Gudrith. The crowd is not very excited so far. Just next we have Rilon. A sorceress wearing a black gown steps out with confidence. She strides into the middle and strikes this stunning pose. There is no greater foundation now in our great city than our bold leader and the prosperity he creates. She waves her hands, and out of the sand forms a statue of brass. It becomes sand, and it's of a man. And then the details are sand. It forms into brass and becomes more detailed and becomes that of the commissar of the city. And everyone's like, ooh, this brass statue catching the torchlight, flickering beautifully. She motions her hands again, and about 20 feet up, a giant, thick, 8-foot wide golden coin appears and, like in slow motion, starts to tumble down towards the statue and tumble and tumble. And the crowd's like, ooh. And then it tumbles down and hits him on the arm and shatters into thousands of smaller coins that rain down and tunnel across the crowd or close to the edge of the crowd. And if anyone that reaches for him, they all just disappear and everyone cheers and claps. And she smiles, and her statue pops away and disappears into sand and disappears into the sand. She confidently strides past Avius and says, top that, old man.
Avius grins.
The hostess looks over at the two of you. Puck and Avius.
Yes. Just one moment, please. Sidebar. Can I just go all out with my spells?
You can, press to digitate the heck out of it.
Am I limited on how many spells I can use and at what levels?
You are, based on what you have.
Okay. puck.
You guys can go separate. You can go together, whatever you want.
Sidebar. What do you got in mind, buddy?
I got a little bit of a show.
I like bears too.
He does the exact same thing.
We're gonna see what happens, but I think I don't know if it can involve you. And this is my story. Do you want to do it together?
Well, this is about lights, is it not?
But I think it's also storytelling.
Okay, well,
They're talking an awful lot over there. Let's see some magic.
Yeah, let's see some magic, man.
let's do this. I will provide the lights. You provide the story.
Okay.
Just trust me.
Okay.
All right.
Should we leave?
Yes, he said trust him. We need to go.
I heard it too.
Is this all just our spells, or can I? Is that how that works, or?
What do you mean?
I mean, as far as like the light show or whatever, is there?
You're going to use your spells to do whatever it is you want to do, and if you need to embellish slightly with your spells, you certainly can.
Okay.
Just you can't just full wish like the entire earth to move or something like that. All right. So, a goblin who removes his hood and scurries out with fast little stewy footsteps goes across the sand. Behind him is an old wizard, still arguing a little bit about what they're going to do.
Do I need to roll for my spells, or are they
No, not normally. No.
work? Okay, we're just going to assume they work.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
And that's everything. All right.
And you guys step out into the middle, and everyone grows quiet. All eyes fall on the goblin.
Puck's there with his spear, and he's gonna hit the ground with it, and as a thorn whip, like, and just crack, like a
Boom! Crack!
sonic boom.
Sand goes flying out.
As he does that, arced lightning 3 times into the air.
All right.
Goblin force.
Oh my god.
Avius just walks away. Not Goblin Force again. That fan fiction is just not fun.
The orcs and the ogres are mighty. They are oppressive. They keep the goblins down. We need to overcome them. We need to beat them on their own, with their own magic. And another
Orcs in the crowd are like,
Web goes up
Be a
into the
goblin
air.
riot.
What happened? What in the air?
Web goes up into the air.
Web. So a thorn whip goes, whoosh, some sand gets whipped through the air, and a giant web appears above the two of you, come falling down.
Nope, it stays up there using falling breeze.
Oh!
The mighty goblin with his spear cuts through them. Another.
Okay.
The cultists come, and the goblin slays them with his spear.
Firebolt flies up into the web, igniting the web on fire, slowly burning as it's still slowly coming down.
Cool. Go ahead and so let me try to go ahead and both of you make a performance roll, and Avius, I'm gonna give you advantage on that.
What? Oh. 18.
10.
10 and 18, so we will do, what's the average of that? 14 and a half? 13 and a half? Good. Okay, keep going.
Goblin force.
It's a script.
The goblin.
Optioning.
The goblin and his friends. The mighty dwarf. The mighty wizard. And the sharpshooting elf. They slay the evil. They conquer all. They are the heroes.
Flaming sphere comes out,
A giant ball of fire.
forms in Avius's hands, and then floats up, and then begins to circle around the web.
Puck throws his own flaming spear up there to mirror Avius's.
All right, the crowd's going, ooh.
And then,
Why don't they do any of this when we're fighting?
Shut up, elf.
Arc lightning.
Seriously, we could have won.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean,
You're out of story?
we're at a
He finishes like that. Yeah.
He'll do he'll shoot a moonbeam. It's a big 40-foot tall, silvery beam of pale light up in between
the
two
spheres. Avius, you want to say something?
Puck does that. Avius uses prestidigitation to color this moonbeam as it's going through a rainbow of colors. The Roy G. Biv just cycling through. The web is still falling. The middle has burnt out, so it's just a ring of flames now falling.
With spheres still
Yeah,
going around.
Falling. It's now about just above head levels, coming to the ground as Avius and Puck are standing in the center proudly.
Now it just needs a beat.
Where were you with that earlier?
The spectacle then comes to an end, and both of you may make another performance roll. Both of you have advantage on this.
16.
5.
16, 5, 21, 10 and a half with 12. The crowd cheers, the crowd's happy, the crowd claps, and the judges start to judge. It's kind of a toss-up right now. And they speak amongst themselves. The sorceress says, not bad, not bad. Took 2 of you, but not bad. The judges said, we have declared the winner of this year's Show of Light. The judges stand out. Will all the contestants please join us in the middle? And all of you go out. Halflings are very excited. And she turns to the judge to her left. She says, how do you vote? And if it's 11 or higher, it goes for you guys. It's really just a toss-up.
Yeah.
He says, I vote for R'hllon, sorceress. She nods knowingly. She turns to the... This will be 10 or higher, actually. She turns to the other... essentially a death saving throw is what I'm rolling for you guys. She turns to the other judge and says, and how do you vote? Knowing the outcome already, he says, I vote for the goblin and friend.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
The wizard and friend, I believe, is what you mean.
She says, and I have cast my deciding vote for the winner of the Show of Light. And this year's winner of the Show of Light is... You're doing advantage? You can do advantage. Roll it and add it to my roll.
Okay.
6.
3.
You missed by 1! You missed by 1! It was a very hard decision this year, but we've decided to go with Gudrun. No, with R'hllon. R'hllon wins it. Yay! She just smiles at the old wizard.
Avius does Thunder Wave.
I will rule you all!
Crowd claps slowly.
The crowd all has to do constitution checks.
And that's the moment Avius became the villain.
R'hllon accepts it. She says, thank you so much. I know that this kind of performance isn't for everyone, and it's a hard solo act to do. And I thank you all for cheering me on, and she continues to ramble on, and you guys leave empty-handed.
Maybe it's just custom buzzer robe up.
Okay. You're able to gust her. It does not blow her robe up, but it does create a bit of commotion over there.
Puck goes up and congratulates her. Good job, lady sorcerer, lady wizard. What'd they give you?
She says, I don't know. I'm not really interested in these kind of... What did I win? And the hostess says, a prize of 75 gold and 2 potions of mana. Oh, excellent. I'll add that to my collection.
You have a collection of mana potions?
In gold. And the hostess says, good showing. It was great. Good effort. It was close. It was very close.
Thank you.
I'm tired. I need a cracker.
You guys head out then. You grab some maybe last-minute fun little treats from a vendor right before he closes, and you guys return back to the Middle Hawks Inn after a crazy day at the founding celebration. You guys rest, you get back all your spells, you get back half your maximum hit points plus half your hit dice. I don't think you took much damage other than just brain damage from Olgrim. Yeah. Elmon, yes.
Speaking to our group.
This is in the morning, the same night?
That night.
Okay.
I ran into my friend and contact's wife, and he's missing. I think he went on the likely went to take care of what I was supposed to, and I feel responsible for that. In the morning, I'm leaving to attempt to track him down, and I would love to have companions with me when I do that, but I am obligated to undertake this task, and in the morning I will be leaving.
It's long overdue. I'm with you. I'm with you, Elf.
I will have to try to confirm where he went, but I believe I already know.
It'll be nice to get out of the city. Right, Grim?
What? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How's your head?
Who are you?
What? Yes, I'll be right along.
What about you, Wizard? We need to help a friend. We need to more than that. We need to find this missing fella. It's a little hot for us in the city right now. It'd be good to be gone a couple days.
I suppose. Who's ready for adventure?
Elmon nods appreciatively.
All right, you guys rest for the night. You wake up in the morning and need to head out.
First thing I'm going to do is go to the shop where Rolmick runs.
Okay, he has a stall in the marketplace. You find said stall. He is not there. His wife
suspected.
Is there.
Okay.
She is setting up shop. Well, look who's here. You are right on time. I need help unloading this cart.
She just made it.
I've been stuck in a ditch all night.
So I will start helping her unload the cart, make some chat with her, try to figure out.
So were you in love with your...
On a scale of 1 to 10, how attached to Rolmick were you?
Is it an arranged marriage?
Trying to, glean any more information that she might know, explain that I intend to. I'm going to go look for Rolmick.
That's good news. I'm grateful for that. I would go to the cards, but what are they going to do?
Exactly. Do you have any insights on, he had kind of tasked me with something that I had not been able to do yet. And it was for the Charlanders to go speak with a group of creatures called the Bogligs. Is that potentially what he was doing?
He said something about a boggy swamp, and he was going to go to a river to deliver some shiny baubles.
Okay. That's. I know where he went then. I think. Before leaving, I finish helping her set up, bid her adieu, and go to whatever local Charlander.
Okay. There is a merchant trade house nearby one of the gates of the city.
Okay, approach them.
All right. You are there. Someone says, yes, can I help you?
I contact, a friend, occasional contact of mine, Rolmick, who's a member, left and has not returned. He is past due, and I did not know if maybe he spoke with any member of the Charlanders about where he was going. I have my suspicions, but I'm afraid he may have fallen upon ill times, and I want to try and find him.
And what is your name?
Elmon,
What's your last name?
the archer?
Oh, yes. That's the archer. I've had a package for you for quite some time here. I think, did Rolmick drop this off? Yeah, I think Rolmick left this for you several weeks ago.
I would take it then, I
And
suppose.
he goes in back and brings a sawdust-covered pack, duffel bag type thing, made of leather. I think he even forgot it was here. It's got your name. It has your name misspelled. There's like a D on the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Elmond.
Elmond. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm afraid I don't have much information for you.
It's fine. I believe I know where he went. Can I have that satchel?
Well, yeah, no, he gets to You get it. Inside are a bunch of nearly valueless shiny baubles. Little, like, shiny tinsel Christmas ornament things where the hooks have been removed. A couple cheap mirrors. Pieces of faux silver type stuff. You think this whole big sack bag backpack thing might be worth 12 silver in total.
Okay. So we have to go down the Grainy River. Well, that's where they live. So I'm assuming there's a Grainy River somewhere around here.
There is a Grainy River.
Okay.
You know its whereabouts.
All right.
There's a forest between you and it. There's a road that runs parallel to it, but it is about half a day away from the river, parallel to it, if that makes any sense.
But does a river run through
River run through it?
Tullus?
It gets close to it, but this is not the river that runs quite through it.
Okay. Can we book passage on a ship that would get us to the Grainy River? A barge or something?
You don't know about that.
I'm going to go down to the docks.
Before we leave the market district, though, let's
Oh, yeah.
let's get our provisions. Maybe buy some rope.
We need
I
some
feel like
rope.
we're out of rope. At least that, but also some rations and whatnot for travel.
You're full of good ideas.
All right.
Yeah, yes, we'll get rations. I am going to go to a Fletcher.
Okay.
And
He just wants pudding cups.
for the light crossbow that I acquired from the Rat Men, do they have any bolts that would fit that in stock?
They do have bolts. Rope, by the way, is a gold per 50 feet.
What about like provisions? How much is that going to all cost us?
Well, let's deal with that now. You guys are kind of coming near the end of your month of pre-purchase goodness.
Okay.
So you need to purchase a month's worth of care, if you will, if that makes any sense.
I say we just use the things that the Lothian guy gave us, and we just stay at the churches instead of the Middlehawks Inn. We'll save a lot of money.
I like the Middlehawks Inn.
Oh,
I like the dwarf there.
Yeah.
He's my second favorite dwarf.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's my
not even
favorite.
talking about it.
So what? Yeah. I mean, that's an option, not one that Puck's thrilled about.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Living in the temple's not really my idea of a good time either.
You guys have a choice. You have several choices.
We could buy a recently vacated butcher shop.
or seamstress
Mhm.
shop.
Those are all valid options. There's cost involved per day that includes housing, so you can kind of factor that in if you want to go to those locations, or you can continue to rent a room. There's also apartment type things with maybe a large building that has 4 families living in it in their own separate areas. There are houses you can rent as well, small places. So it's all based on the lifestyle you want to spend. The lifestyles are wretched, squalid, poor, modest, comfortable, wealthy, aristocratic. Those are your different qualities. And they each have costs associated with them.
What would be
And
the
this
costs?
is for the month?
This is for a month.
For a month.
Yes.
What would be the costs of taking over the seamstress shop on the DL?
I don't know. That would be like, who else is there? Who else have access to it? Does she have heirs? Is there anyone else involved? That's a whole different thing.
You haven't written that up yet.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, you would have to go through those efforts.
He knows exactly.
Haven't secured loan and mortgage rules yet.
How much to live comfortably, the way we have been?
You have not been living comfortably. You've probably been living modestly.
Oh, okay.
Modestly is, let me double check. Keeps you out of the slums, ensures you can maintain your equipment. You live in an older part of town, renting a room in an inn or boarding house. So yeah, that's perfect. You don't go hungry, but it's fairly ordinary food.
That's fine.
That is modest. That is 30 gold per person per month.
I'm good with that.
Me too. How are you sitting on gold there? How's your pocket?
next
Yeah, I know you're going to ask that. What's the next one?
What's the next one?
Comfortable is a comfortable lifestyle. You afford nicer clothing and can easily maintain your equipment. You live in a small cottage that's yours, that you rent, in a middle-class neighborhood, or a private room in a fine inn. And you associate with merchants, skilled tradespeople, and military officers. That's twice as much, 60 gold per person.
What
per
if
month.
we see if Malil could house us?
Penny pinching wizard. I have a coupon.
At least that one-eyed son of a bitch meets
it's a
my
coupon
spear first.
Senior discount?
Senior discount.
There's wealthy above that, and that is 120 gold per person. And then there's aristocratic, which is at least 300 gold to 1,000 gold per month per person.
Well, that's quite a range.
Puck's super good with how we've been doing it. Modest.
Modest? Okay.
Likewise.
I like the middle house.
Olgrim's considering comfortable, but he's fine with where we're at right now.
You don't like sharing a room with the goblin?
No, I do.
I sleep at the foot of the bed. I mean, you have the whole thing.
It's just literally on the foot of the bed. Yeah, no, so I'm fine with how
Okay.
we've been.
So you need to spend your money now.
Been guilted into
Okay.
that.
yeah.
30.
30. I know Elmon's got it. When your competition win.
Yeah.
I also need to put the gold of 60 value to the next month of the vault.
Oh, yes.
I'll split that with you.
You wouldn't. I didn't think you'd let me do that last time.
I give you 30 gold that you can pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 30 gold from Puck and myself.
You guys pay for the nice vault that you have that is also magically resistant to any scrying type
Costs more
events.
than our living expense.
Yeah.
Let's sleep in the vault.
There you go.
Radius.
We're only doing it because, the moment we default on the vault, that box probably
Vault the
goes
vault.
out into the street. Vault the vault.
Yeah, the garbage there is fantastic. The hobos there reaping a fortune. Just throwing out gold bullion. There was crossbow bolts asked about.
Yes.
Crossbow
I want to buy
bolts.
some more crossbow bolts.
Bolts.
And a sword. And maybe even a shield.
Weight check.
I have 2 bows, a sword, a shield, and 100 feet of rope.
A horse, a wagon.
I carry those as well.
Crossbow bolts are 1 gold for 20.
Alright. I will get...
And you need to spend another gold for arrows.
Okay.
Since we don't normally do a lot of that tracking.
I mean, I'm fine with spending 2 gold for arrows. I've shot a lot.
Oh, yeah. And you wanted a sword?
Yeah, a sword and a broadsword and a shield.
Okay, I've got that right
Holy hell.
here.
Broadsword.
Shield.
Multi-classing on us?
No, I'm just anticipating close combat.
Shield is 10 gold.
Okay.
And for sword, don't you already have some giant cleaver type thing? You're going to start to get a little encumbered.
I do not have a cleaver.
Lost that cleaver.
Oh, it went flying into the...
It is somewhere in a pile of rat trash.
All right. Weapons. Sword.
How about a buckler, just like a smaller shield, something like a buckler? Might be more appropriate.
Sure,
me.
let's do 5.
Okay.
That will add 1 to your AC.
Okay.
And you wanted a sword.
Yep.
I have long sword, 15 gold, short sword, 10 gold.
What's the difference in damage?
Long sword's 1d8. It's versatile, so it can be used 2 hands for a 1d10. However, the short sword is much less damage at 1d6, but can use your dexterity.
Ooh. What happens if I use a short sword two-handed?
Same, 1d6.
It's
It's like imagining a giant using a kitchen knife with 2 hands.
Yeah, maybe I'll go with the short sword then.
Okay.
That might actually end up being better for me.
So that has the finesse. When making an attack with this weapon, you can choose strength or dexterity for attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
Wow.
That'll equate. How much does that cost?
That is 5,000 gold. Short sword's
No
10
problem.
gold.
I got it.
Yes. Takes the time and money. Transcribe burning hand.
Oh, okay.
50.
50 gold per level.
And it's a level 1.
Yes.
Also, is there an apothecary, potion maker type place we can visit?
Yeah, you sure can. You can go to an apothecariist. Anyone want to join him?
Yep. Puck will.
I'm going to take a look and see how much their healing potions are, if they have any.
I had such a thing, I thought. Double check.
Why you need a healing potion with me around?
In case you're sleeping. And I need some in the middle of the night.
The doorbell
Or unconscious.
rings, a little chime, and you can smell interesting
Ring it
incense-like smells. And you walk into an alchemical shop that Puck has been to once before. Has been kicked out of.
That's right.
The proprietor's there and says, yes, hello, come in, good morn.
Good morning.
What can I do for you?
Looking for something in the healing variety.
Oh, it's some sort of infection, I see.
Yeah.
He looks you up and
Chlamydia,
down.
really bad.
A disease-curing potion. That is going to run you in the 70. I'll make you a deal, 60 gold.
More a wound healing potion. Something.
Oh, to heal wounds and cuts and broken bones?
Yeah.
Of course, I have several.
Okay.
And he shows you several potions of healing. He says these are each 55 gold.
Okay. Are they like legit healing potions?
You look at them, they are potions of healing. The normal
2d4 plus 2?
2d4 plus 2.
And they're how much each?
55 gold, I said.
40 gold each. I'll buy all 3 you got.
Make a persuasion roll.
That will actually be a 17.
These haven't been selling well. Yes, I should have gone to the celebration. It's a deal. And sells you all 3 potions of healing. For 120, I believe.
Yep.
Elmon slinging the coins around.
Getting stocked up. We're going out in the wilderness.
Could have done 2 more vaults with that.
What?
Puck.
I forgot to, while we took that long rest, check out that gem of healing we got.
Yes.
How does that work?
You spend some time and attune the minor gem of healing to you. You quickly discover during the night, as you focus on your attentions on it and try to figure out its magic nature, that it must be infused into an item that you hold in your hand, like a staff or a wand or a sword or something like that. So you have to do that first. What did you have in mind?
I'll imbue it into Deanna, my spear.
All right, you do so. Just under where the blade attaches, this bluish gem is there. It's kind of a dark blue until you activate it, and then it will brightly flash a bright blue for a moment, much more effectively than a staff of magic detection. It has 4 charges. The minor gem of healing you got from Priest Avon has 4 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 or more of its charges, your choice. And it casts Cure Wounds, just like you can, up to level 4. Each level is a charge. And if used by a bard, cleric, or druid, you can add +2 to each healing die.
Nice.
It can also cast for 2 charges the Lesser Restoration spell, and that heals the target 4 hit points when it does that as well. And finally, the gem regains 1d4 expended charges daily at dawn, so you might not get them all back. Correction, make that 1d4 plus 1. Sorry about that. 1d4 plus 1 charges will come back. However, if you ever expend the last charge of the gem, you roll a d20, and if you roll a 1, the gem vanishes in a flash of light, lost forever.
Okay.
So,
And you still get to use your spellcasting modifier for the healing and all that good stuff.
you don't have any armor, do you?
I do.
Puck does not have
Leather
any
armor.
I do. I have the armor of the Rat Queen.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm the only one without armor.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Okay. All right. So you guys have
armor.
I was mocking
You're
you
being... Wah, wah.
with your robes.
you guys are geared up and heading out then.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you guys need anything else?
Is there anything more substantial that Avius can don with that's not armor but that offers more protection? Like a
No,
robe or anything?
nothing like that. You've got
skull cap.
That'd be great.
You're probably going to need like something like magical bracers or something.
magical bracers, those type of things, which are not normally available for sale, or your spells. Those are the only 2 ways. Stay in the back. That's the other.
He's third.
Elmon always walks with his hand behind his ass. I don't know why.
All right, you guys leave the city of Tallus behind and exit out the north gate. You walk past the caravan gathering fields and see the whole place is being taken down from the crazy celebration. The commissar has spent even quite a bit of money to clean it up, and it's a mess right now, but you're sure it'll be looking great by the time you head out. You've got rations and food. That's all part of your cost of living cost, so you're all loaded up and ready to go. You got your packs on, your bedrolls, and off you go hiking down this road.
Well, we're going to go see if we can...
to the dock?
Yeah, to see if it's possible to book passage to the Grainy River, and then head towards wherever the bog is that I was given directions to at one point in time.
Okay.
I'm sure, right? I mean,
Yes.
I would have had to have had some
Yes.
sort of directions.
Yes.
Yes, Avius, you look like you have something on your mind.
Why don't we ask Captain Rogue Ace if she has any assistance for us with her Bodhi type people?
That would be a good idea.
Elmon, make a roll. Let's do survival.
And don't miss it.
Yeah.
You missed it.
21.
21. With your knowledge of the surrounding wilderness, there is no place for the ships here in the dock to reach that river. It doesn't connect in that way. If you're going to go by boat, you'll have to cut through the woods and head towards a sketchy trade dock thing that's about half a day away from the city that they then wagon stuff in.
Okay.
Think like a beaver trap Wild West days type of a
Huckleberry
situation.
Finn.
Yeah.
How much faster will that be than just traveling overland?
Make another survival roll.
17?
17. You think it will be a little faster, not by much. It may be safer since you're going to be avoiding less travel through the woods.
Okay. All right.
How much will it cost?
Party options. How much will it cost?
You know that price. That price I will look up. Avius, you wanted to know anything?
Avius just wants to know how much money. He's on a fixed income.
My social security isn't coming yet.
The double ARP membership fees just went up.
It'll cost 4 to 5 silver a head.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Okay.
I'll sport that if I need to.
Also, in your gear that you're bringing, Elmon, are you bringing this duffel bag of trinkets?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've left my silver Lothian statue at home, though.
All right.
Because I'm going to find somebody who will melt it down for me. Out of spite, if nothing else.
I must watch it melt.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Take it to Jamon.
So what are you doing? Which direction?
Well, speaking to the party, we have 2 options. I would suggest we head to the little trading village and see if we can't catch passage via boat. It'll be a slightly safer path, slightly quicker than traveling overland.
Puck's not that fond of water.
We can travel overland.
Let's go. Let's go to your little village. We'll see.
Okay, if it's...
We went on a boat once. It worked out all right.
I mean, we discovered
Famous
an island.
last words.
All right, so we will start traveling. Elmon is a guide, I presume. Through the woods. Down
And you're
the
heading
mountain?
less east along the river, more north towards this trade post to get a boat.
Correct.
All right.
That's the intention.
You guys hike out.
Trying to keep us quiet and, as unobserved as possible.
Look for traps the whole way.
Avoiding the ivory swords.
All right. Group he knows.
Yeah. I need to explain something to the group.
He's like takes 10 steps, stop. Okay, wait, one more
Hold
thing.
on.
He just keeps doing that.
If you see...
We have to attempt to avoid this group called the Ivory Swords. They're mercenaries. They're in the woods near the river, and they are basically hooligans that will attempt to extort us for money, for safe passage. air quotes.
What kind of weapons do they
And
do
who's
they
gonna
sport?
mess with us?
Probably
I don't have any money.
ivory swords. They're going to try and extort anybody that passes through their
They'll-
territory.
They'll meet my spear if they try.
Indeed. We won't necessarily concede to them, but it would be best to avoid them if possible. So that is my intention, is to avoid them if at all possible. And I mean, if we have to pay them off or kill them, then so be it.
Okay.
What if we just cuddle them?
Hey, Grim.
Maybe they just want love.
When did the elf go soft?
He's very worried about this group.
He must know something he's not telling us. He's not one to back down from a fight.
Just keep on walking.
I'll show them my ivory
He's a
sword.
champion now. He's got an image to protect. Elmon leads the way through the woods, the first time doing some real rangering out in the open continental space, really. The group follows alongside, and you walk and hike through these woods. The trees are thick. They're not impassable, but it's slightly rolling hills covered with trees. There is a wagon path that's covered in mud that you're able to follow along the middle of, where it's got like the ruts on the side. They're filled with mud, but there's a little rise in between the two wagon trails that you can walk on that's more solid and easy footing than out in the trees. Elmon, make a survival roll for overall trip progress.
19.
19. You guys are following the elf ranger with ease. He's able to go at a fast rate and pick excellent paths and take breaks when you guys need to, and you make good time. No one is exhausted in any way as you're making your way through there. Halfway there, so just after noon, you guys are taking a quick break. Elmon, you notice a pair of figures, look like hunters, in the trees up ahead and off to the side. And you don't think they've seen you guys, since you guys are kind of all sitting down, drinking some water and relaxing for a moment.
I motion for our crew to be quiet and do the eyes and point in the direction and two.
I never understood this. What's this?
You're flipping me off twice!
Puck.
What?
I think you should turn into a deer to blend in.
And I motion for
He's a shark. Damn it!
my idiot party to remain behind. And I'm going to try and sneak up and see if I can get some...
Where are these antlers?
Right.
Run that way.
Hooded goblin runs on with Rudolph antlers on his head. A sleigh bell. Ching, 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 ching. All right, Elmon, you disappear into the woods and are stealthily approaching them. You may make a stealth roll.
26.
You get close. They are, you can tell, keenly looking around. You still don't think they've seen your group, but they are not necessarily hunters, they're lookouts. And you don't see a camp or anything, but they're there looking. They're chatting a little bit and just looking. You move through the forest quickly and with ease and get very close to them. You're about, as close as you want. You can get within 20 feet of them and they won't know. Not touching
as close
them.
as I want. Yeah, I'm gonna get that close and just listen. Just are they talking to each other or anything? Or are they being quiet? Okay. I'm gonna kind of ease in where I can hear them speaking and just listen to the conversation for a couple minutes. See if there's any information I can glean from what they're saying.
All right, you're 20 feet away. You have your back up against a tree that they can't see you at all. And they're talking every so often. You listen for a couple minutes. One of them says, yeah, it's getting kind of cold. Maybe we should head back to Therm. Nah, we got to stay here till sundown. Just boring. I don't think there's going to be another wagon coming down until maybe sunset. And you're able to get a peek at them. They are armed. And they have definitely a mercenary vibe about them.
Okay.
They do not look official. They don't have any uniforms. They don't necessarily look like skeevy robbers, but they look like you might look like.
Understood.
And they chat for a bit, and I need the group, Puck, Olgrim, and Avius, to roll stealth, all with advantage.
17.
Natural 20.
Nice.
20.
Wow. So a 20, a natural 20, and a 17. One of the guys says, "What was that?" And they look in the opposite direction. Just an actual deer with antlers running out.
I get scared for a
You get
second.
scared for a second.
No, they actually went through with it.
The deer doesn't go, "Follow me, assholes."
That would be epic if it did that.
That was nothing.
How close to dusk is it?
It's just after noon.
Okay.
So not.
No,
That would be not. And it is raining.
How many of them are there?
There's just two.
Just the two?
I'm going to come back to the group,
All right.
explain the situation.
What do you say?
So there's two of them. They're mercenaries. Their camp is somewhere around here. They're lookouts looking for another wagon, and I assume to probably waylay it or extort the people from it. Their leader's name is Therm. It doesn't mean anything to me, but we can probably move around them and avoid them and get through. I saw a path, a game trail that I think we can follow that looks unused by anything other than rabbits.
Are they dangerous, or are they just mildly inconvenient?
There's only 2 of them. I mean, we could
extort them.
Oh
no, I know they're dangerous.
Are they part of the Ivory Sword bunch?
I can't be certain, but
It's Ivory Shield.
Swords. But I believe that
Bows, swords, shields.
they are,
Soap.
yes. And it would be best to avoid them.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I'll...
My natural 20 has me just sunk in the mud. Nicely.
He's doing Schwarzenegger from Predator,
exactly.
unnecessarily so. He does this every damn trip.
Can't see me.
He does it sometimes on Tuesdays at the inn. You can't see me.
Where'd you get the mud?
You don't want to know.
And I'll lead the group on a
Circuitous?
Yeah.
Careful, one, you lose more than you like.
Path around
Okay, Mr. Atheist.
Yeah. Around the mercenaries and avoiding where I just kind of taking the lay of the land where I expect their camp to be, trying to avoid that as well.
Right. You lead. Puck follows your every footstep and is able to get out of their vision. Avius, you do the same, trying to keep your robe clean from all the mud. And then behind you guys is Olgrim doing like the unnecessary military rolls to the next tree, then spin to the next tree. And you guys make your way away from them and continue your hike. You hike for another few hours. And the trees give way to a little bit more sparse foliage, more slightly more field type situation, and you can see a river up ahead that is flowing in just the direction you would like it to, and you can see you're slightly misjudged where the road is. You haven't quite followed it perfectly to watch out for trouble, but you have found this small barge town that's located on the river. You can see there's some wagons there, some horses there.
Barge Town.
And you guys head that way. It's really simple. It's nothing but just crude wooden structures, a bunch of tents, and surly guys that can't really make a living in the cities very easily. And you guys walk on up.
Yep. We need a barge.
One of the guy hawks a big loogie on the ground and says, "Yeah? How far you going?"
A ways.
"All right, that'll be 5 silver."
Give him 2 gold.
He checks his charts. "Yeah, ways is 5 silver. A little bit's just 3.
I'll pay for passage for the group.
That's for each of you."
I
Oh.
give him 2 gold.
2 gold. He sits there and has to think about that for a little bit. Does the math.
I can't make change.
He says, "All right." And then he calls out to a barge guy. "We got some travelers wanting to head down." "Yeah, I'll be good in about an hour." "All right. Just hang out on there for an hour."
How are these barges pretty safe?
"Oh, no.
Oh
no.
We're not likely to go into the river, are we?
Oh, you're going to get wet. It's been raining pretty hard." You got to Mr. T him onto the airplane now.
I don't like this, guys.
Like a pissed off cat. He's just yowling, sitting on the dock.
Will you,
Don't pick him up.
Don't make him.
Mr. Grim, stick close to me, please?
The guy who's going to sink like a stone.
Don't let me go in. Don't let me go into the water.
I won't let you to go in.
Like, heavily trod next to him and just kind of plop down on my ass.
All right. Avius, you should just web him to the barge.
He's liking that idea.
Yeah.
Just keep I'm keeping basically my eye open and watching the forest and the guys and making sure nobody's up to anything shifty.
Make a perception roll.
8.
You're awesome at this.
You're fine.
I know.
There's
The best. Everything's great.
everything's trees and forest.
Pay no attention to the guys.
Remember last
sneaking
time
up
you had
behind
such
me.
great perception?
Mm-hmm.
I died.
Yeah.
You always gotta hold that over me.
Yeah, I killed you last time. Okay, I'm sorry.
An hour goes by and they finish loading up this barge with some cargo. There's not a lot on there, and they head off. And
Make sure Puck's in the middle.
Buck's, he is absolutely in the middle. He gets an inch away from the middle and he starts panicking.
Yeah.
Avius makes like a makeshift kind of bed out of cargo and lounges. Enjoys the open sky and the soothing sounds of the river.
Nice.
Oh. I just had a
I
terrible
jumped ship
idea.
at your realization, whatever it is.
What's your realization, Elmon?
Olgrim.
I can't swim.
We have to go back.
What?
Can you turn this barge around? Rolmick may be
Left my bow.
a captive of the mercenaries. He may have been waylaid by them. We should check that out.
You're currently going down a river on a barge.
No retcon for you.
Yeah.
Let's go to where we think he was headed before we go back.
All right.
I would love to get off of this thing, but
Yeah. How far have we gone before I make that realization?
About 2 hours.
Okay.
Sunset comes around. They continue to go down the barge, the river. They know it pretty well.
How far are we going?
Away.
No ways.
You should be
To the
there
marsh.
by afternoon of. And then the guy asks you, what meal did you pre-order? No, just kidding.
The fish.
You guys sleep and rest well on the barge, except for Puck, whose eyes are wide open, staring into the sky the whole night, pretending as though he's comfortable.
So I trance early, and then I'll set up with Puck through the night.
All right. Night's uneventful. You guys rest. In the morning, you are jostled by a bit of a commotion, a little bit. Who was last on watch? Who would like to be last on watch? Olgrim. Olgrim, you're on watch, not necessarily for the barge per se, more of for your party from the barge men. But you hear some commotion up ahead. What do you hear?
Well, I would also be up because
You have half the time?
right.
Yeah. That's fine. Both of you are up.
Puck's up too. He's not doing well, but he's awake.
Then the three of you hear, and Avius, you're startled, slowly awake. You hear a woman's voice who is not on this barge call out from this river basin of trees and hills. You hear her say, "Gannis!" She screams out and says it again, "Gannis!" Looking around,
Where'd that come from?
you can see Puck.
Oh,
You can see, actually make a perception roll. And so all three of you make perception roll, except for Sleepy Avius.
7.
11.
Olgrim?
14.
Olgrim, you can see there is up ahead a barge that, not a barge, I'm sorry, a boat, a shallow boat that has overturned. And there is a woman that is floating next to it, trying to cling on to the edge of the boat. and there is a man that is sprawled on top of the underside of the boat. It's overturned, so it's floating upside down and on the river.
That boat's in trouble. Can we get to it? You! Roll faster!
They start moving your barge faster and faster. Make a persuasion roll, Olgrim, for your leadership.
Leadership.
Persuasion.
Persuasion, right. That's a 10.
10. They kind of go faster. They
Be wary, this could be a
Imperceptible.
trap.
they go faster, but they wouldn't mind an extra tip to make them go faster. You think that might motivate them?
Sure. I go ahead and throw out a coin, but
What
it's
coin- what-
on the deck.
What coin do you throw?
I put a gold down.
All right, roll again and roll again with advantage. 2 dice.
So 2 dice?
Yes.
Don't make them go faster. I'll give you 2 gold to slow down.
There's a bidding war.
We're rich!
How'd you do?
Excuse me. 14.
14. They go faster. They start putting their backs behind it. One of them stops, grabs the coin, then goes back and starts rowing faster. They start closing in. You're about 50 feet away, and
Someone's not paying attention to the barge or the lady at this point. He's looking around in like the woods and like, you know, on the edges and
Okay.
seeing if he can like see anybody. He's suspicious of what's going on.
Avius, you are awake now.
The tie downs for the barge, I'm assuming they used them.
Sure.
I lob one part of it out, making sure the other one's secured to the ship, but to the lady who's out there.
Do you have, Olgrim, your heavy armor on, or is it off?
Oh yes, that's why I'm throwing rope and not going out myself.
Okay. You're about 50 feet away, so you can't quite throw the rope to reach her easily yet. She is calling out. She is calling out the name Gannis, and not to the man that's barely clinging to the top of the boat. She's calling out to the water.
She wants a beer.
Not Guinness.
Oh.
Gannis. Tired of floating down a river upside down on a boat? Try new Guinness.
Elmon hands Puck his bow and his sword and his buckler and jump in the water. Can I jumping in the water, would I be faster than the barge is going at this point?
You would be slightly faster and have more control of where you're headed.
All right.
Tie a rope around you before. No,
Nope, he's in.
I'm not coming in after.
Elmon, you leave your stuff behind and dive in. What kind of armor do you wear?
Leather.
Regular leather? Okay, that'll be fine. You are in and you are swimming the
Looking
current-
for Mal'Ganis.
Looking for what?
Mal'Ganis or whatever.
Mal'Ganis?
Just Ganis.
Just
Stannis on Nitro.
I think Mal'Ganis is World of Warcraft.
I don't know.
Something.
You're swimming.
This is work.
And you're swimming. Go ahead and what is the swimming roll? Do we have a swimming skill?
Giant dragon, right?
Yeah, athletics. The good call.
10.
10. You're swimming and you are closing in on her, and you see some movement in the water of Gannis. Where is Gannis? There is Gannis. Gannis is looking for some help. Where is he?
Stannis is a puppy.
Yeah.
I would rather save
Gannis.
a puppy.
You see some odd twist of movement. It is a fin, and something bites at your leg and left arm and cannot get through your leather armor, and teeth start sinking in and don't get
I will punch it.
okay. Make a melee attack. You can use your dex bonus.
Do I know what it is?
No, it's something that's creature-like.
Yeah, I'll definitely punch it. My dex bonus, you say?
Sure.
Do I get proficiency for another?
Yes, absolutely.
14.
14 is you swing desperately and punch and hit something lightly scaly, and roll an odd or even for 1 or 2 points of damage.
Even. So
Max 2 points of damage. Kaboom!
do I get a strength modifier or anything? for
Yeah,
that?
you sure do.
+1.
Okay, 3 points of damage. You just increased it by 50%. Nice job.
Woo!
300 hit points to go.
Boom! You punch this thing for 3 points of damage.
Hopefully it's not Gannis.
It appears to not be Gannis. A shape briefly rises out of the water, kind of stunned by the sucker punch, the unfair, ungentlemanly sucker punch.
It's biting me.
You find
Sucker bit me.
you find yourself face to face with a mixture of a man/catfish face. So it has those long whiskers. It's got some beaky type teeth. It's got a fin over its head. It's got fin shoulders. It's blue scales across it. It's got some long claws that are sharp on both sides, and it dips down in, and it's
God, you're ugly.
and the lower half of its body ends in a long curling tail, and maybe about 6 feet long of the tail. He's about 8 feet tall total.
Did I just see a merman?
Kind of.
Is it a monstrosity?
I don't know. Let me check. It is.
In that case, I did 2 extra damage to it.
Oh,
Weapon attacks against... Okay, never mind. It's only weapon attacks.
okay. So, the rest of you see this as well. There's this weird punching water battle going on. There is still this boat ahead of you, 40 feet now, with this woman clinging to the edge, a guy holding on to the top. And Avius, you can see this bluish figure that I just described. There is another one of them that's closing in on the boat. Not your boat, their boat.
Their boat.
The overturned boat.
I cast.
Let's go ahead and just do initiative. Let's see what happens there, shall we?
All right,
All right, let's do it.
do our initiative.
Here we go. Avius, you're up.
Yay! Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Avius yells out at Elmon, "There's another one!"
I think to myself, at least he didn't say hold still, and
Arc lightning!
and kind of start looking for where the other one is, while also maybe trying to find Gannis.
Okay.
Still, that's kind of my primary objective is not fighting these things, but finding
How-
Gannis.
Avius is still
figure you
rubbing the
guys got it
sleepy out
covered.
of his eyes.
What do you want to do? You got to decide.
You got my bow.
Avius is... No. Actually, Avius is going to pick up Elmon's bow.
Okay.
Oh, well, there goes that option.
And fire off one of those masterwork Ilnoran arrows.
How many of these do you have?
Dill.
Crossbow.
Gonna fire the crossbow.
Yep.
All right. You get to add your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus.
Dexterity.
Oh, yeah.
Taller than Puck.
Plus
I don't think he'd do very well with it.
It's in the top middle.
Twice as big as
Left
you.
side.
Left side.
Up.
Oh, wow.
Had to
for
use
it.
a
5.
long bow, too.
Yeah, because I'm proficient.
Nice. What's the damage on that? Go ahead and roll. What's the damage on
That's
that?
the wizard proficient in crossbow.
No idea.
That's awesome.
12.
Oh.
Well,
I'm
12,
assuming 1d6, but it's a...
12 is what I rolled to hit. So then, what is the damage?
Okay, the 12 is a miss.
Oh.
And who are you shooting at, by the way? The one close to Elmon or the one
Elmon.
further back towards the
The
boat?
one towards the barge.
Okay. Not the barge, there's the boat.
Okay. The one that's closest.
That's to Elmon. Okay, you fire and miss, and your own crossbow bolt almost pierces your head, Elmon, and splashes into the water next to you.
Sorry!
Olgrim, what would you like to do?
Dive in the water. No.
You put the rope around you. I'll be an anchor.
Tie that off. I do see the bow, but is there regular ammunition?
Sure.
Yeah.
There's about 2 dozen. Yeah, there's
Just you
tons.
only brought the Elmon. I will pick that up and use that.
All right, Olgrim grabs a bow for the first time. Elmon seems offended by all this.
I told him not to.
All right, you get to add your dex and your proficiency modifier to your shot.
Okay.
You do not get the awesome bonuses to damage that he does, but it's still good.
All
Who are you
right.
shooting at, by the way?
The one's closest to.
All right, good. Go for it.
And what's the damage on this again?
I don't know. What's the name of it?
On the bow, 1d8
1d8.
Okay, so I'll roll one.
plus dex.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
What?
That goes to max damage, right?
Max
Yeah.
damage.
That's 8 plus
Plus your dex.
plus my dex, so 9 points of damage.
Nice.
You're a natural. You should have entered the bow contest.
Olgrim fires his first ever, I believe, arrow.
Yes.
And
Albeit nervously. But hey.
And he was actually shooting at the farther one. And the arrow flies and whistles past your ear, Elmon, and pierces the water and goes in and hits the creature square in the chest. And the creature disappears fully under the water, and you can see some greenish blood floating around it. Nice.
I think I got it.
I think you did.
That very creature then rises up behind you, Elmon, having swum up underneath, and rises up and just rakes at your back from behind.
Okay.
It rakes at your back with a critical success,
Alrighty.
and a second time with a miss, and a third time with a 21.
That'll be a hit.
All right. He rakes your back for 9 points of slashing and 12 points of slashing. So I think I got him, and then just shredded in the back.
Was that 21 points of damage?
Yeah.
Elmon,
Ow!
you're up. Did you want to do what you said? Look around, try and get information, look for Gannis, that type of thing?
No, I guess if this thing's attacking me, how close am I to the other boat?
You are 25 feet away.
I'll keep swimming towards the other boat.
All right. You swim away from this thing in pain and make it to the boat. You're on the other side of the boat of the woman, and it is overturned. What would you like to do when you reach it?
Get up on it.
All right. You clamber up, and you are now lying on top of the boat next to the guy who's also on top. He seems barely hanging in there in more ways than one. He just kind of looks at you. He's exhausted. What do you want to say to him as soon as you get up there?
Well, I'm not going to say anything to him. I'm going to look for a weapon. Is improvised or otherwise.
Oh, yeah. He's got a long knife sheathed in either side.
I will take that.
All right. He does not resist in any way.
It's going to be okay.
It's my lucky night. No, never mind.
The second water creature grabs onto the edge of the boat and starts pulling it down and up and down and up, trying to
stab it?
rock you guys off of it.
Oh, them or us?
No. You and the man, Elmon and the man.
Man.
So Elmon, you need. That sounds like a bad 70s.
Elmon and the man.
Elmon and Elmon, you need to make a acrobatics roll.
9.
9. The man hangs on. He's found his grip. He's totally fine. Elmon, as soon as you grab his knife, it's going to be okay. Whee! You go splashing into the water, and the creature gets one attack on you and misses. Swipes where you were right as you fall back into the water.
Because I was going to try and leap, like,
Not
on
yeah,
it.
just,
But
you've done a lot. You've done a lot. So hold on.
I
And
know.
then puck.
The one that's closest that
Got Elmon earlier.
that got Elmon earlier, I'm gonna thorn whip.
Okay.
No, don't even bother.
All right. You roll poorly and swing
away.
and miss.
As a bonus action, I'm going to do 2 balm of the summer balm.
What's the range on that?
It's 120 feet.
Oh yeah.
To our elf. 8.
8 health. Back to Elmon.
You get bonuses on that?
10.
So 10.
10 total.
10 total.
Avius, you're up.
Avius is going to cast Elemental Orb on the one that's shaking the boat.
Okay. That one's going to be a little harder to hit. He has light cover.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And it's going to be lightning.
A ball of lightning thrown its way.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
12.
12. A ball of lightning gets flung and misses and hits the side of the bank and shatters into sparks. You can also see Avius, the original creature, is swimming towards your barge. In case you want to move away from the edge or closer to the... I don't know what you want to do.
I'm still up on top of the cargo.
Okay. Ogrim, what would you like to do?
I throw down another coin.
Faster!
Okay.
Slower! Another bidding war. And take another shot.
Go for it.
Trying to... Are they both still visible?
One's farther away and is half behind the boat, has light cover. Another one's maybe 12 feet away from you and closing.
12 feet away and closing will be my target.
All right, shoot.
Is 13.
Shot is fired
You
and
added your proficiency too.
Oh, so
16.
16.
is a hit. What's your damage?
I had my damage. 1, 2.
2
I had
total.
my,
How many attacks do you have?
I have 2. But does it apply to a bow?
Yeah.
I love you. Do I add my dex to the damage?
Yeah.
Or is that an
Yes.
archer thing?
I
Okay,
believe
so the first one was 2 points of damage.
Got it.
And 18.
Another shot hits, firing quickly.
5.
5 points of damage. 2 more arrows are lodged in this creature. It lets out this kind
You're
of
doing great!
watery, guttural type noise. And it's closing in with fury towards the barge.
By chance, does it speak primordial?
No.
Okay, I was just... I know that language.
But it does speak abyssal if anyone speaks that.
Oh.
It did just speak abyssal.
I think Avius does.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
The creature coming towards the barge where the original heroes came from comes up and tries to damage or adjust or flip over the barge, but that's not happening. These guys have kind of run into this situation before, and it's too sturdy for that. And it immediately pulls itself up onto the barge, landing there, and swipes once with its claws at the throat of Elmon. Sorry, not Elmon. Olgrim. Olgrim. That's my first one. That's my first one. At Olgrim. The creature has leapt up onto the barge, goes, lashes out with its claws at Olgrim, and got a 14.
14 will not succeed.
And it misses, but it somehow grabs you by some scruff of your armor and is able to pull you close for a bite.
My beer! Ha!
With a 13 is also a miss.
Succeed.
And then throws a single harpoon at Puck.
Oh,
Where do you get a harpoon from?
He's got he's got
You don't wanna
two
know.
of them on his back. He throws one at Puck and it just goes into a crate right behind you. And Elmon, you are up back on the overturned boat. You just splashed into the water with one of these not too far away from you.
Do I still have the knife?
Yes.
Excellent. I will turn, swim towards the monster, and
Monster.
Stab it diligently.
Go for it.
you
Roll.
stop it precipitously.
Proficiency plus dex. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And your
That will be a 21.
total hit. Nice. What's your damage?
How much damage does a dagger do? 1d6?
1d4.
1d. Oh.
That's what every wizard
1d.
says.
Is it injured already?
No.
And I get my dex bonus on top of that?
Sure.
7.
7. You get a second attack.
Probably a miss with like a 9.
9. You swing once, you hit, you get cocky and cannot get the second blow. And do you have any move action you would like to do? You're staying.
I'm just trying to maybe grab a hold of it, stop it from shaking the boat around.
Okay.
At least, take its attention. I would love to grab it from behind so it can't turn and claw me. I didn't
Just be a
think so.
quick move actions all right now.
Do a reach around on it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, just trying to basically kick at it to make it stop doing what it's doing.
It does not like your kicking and bites at your shoulder. And gets I cannot remember their modifier for the life of me. It gets a 20
Yeah, that's
with
gonna
a
hit.
bite for 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And cannot sink in any more bites. It just ravenously just goes and only
What did it
gets it only gets the initial hit. Still blood is coming out of Elmon, and Puck, you bring up the rest of this round.
So the guy with us on the ship, I'm going to charge at him with my spear.
Great. Oh, also, Puck, you can see there is a small unconscious boy floating past your barge going in the opposite direction.
Forego the attack. And, is there like a hook or anything?
There's a harpoon right next to you.
I'll grab.
Just shot him.
I mean, I would think there'd be like a gaff or something.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll go after the boy floating by instead of attacking.
All right, you reach out and try to hook him. Let's make an attack roll.
Attack roll?
Yes, a melee attack roll. Make your spear attack roll.
17?
Oh, he has 32 armor class. No, you reach out with the hook. You are able to hook him and pull him up to the edge of the barge. Make a strength roll to pull him up. You are touching river right now, by the way. So this is at disadvantage for you.
Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch. It's, 3.
3. You are pulling out just like 1 foot, but his head face is just further dunked underneath the water. You're doing your best, but at least you have a hold of him.
Yeah.
It's a new round. Avius, you're up.
Avius jumps down to help Puck.
Okay. Leaving Olgrim to face this creature on the barge by himself. Okay.
With a bow.
Avius, you can make a strength roll unmunmodified by your fear of
Use
touching
that
water.
bow like a bat.
No.
Strength.
Do not do that to my bow.
Yes. Yeah, okay.
Not
17.
okay.
And with ease, Avius whips the small boy. He's very good with small boys and pulls him out of the water.
Ooh, tasty.
Show off.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Oh my god.
And pulls him out and
50 feet.
the restraining orders.
But it doesn't count. Maritime law doesn't count.
That's why we have the ropes. We always know.
I can get married here.
The boy is out and on the raft. He's out of the river and he is unconscious at the moment. Olgrim, what would you like to do? Olgrim's turn.
Very dramatically, Olgrim holds out the bow and lets it clatter to the ground as he just draws slowly his sword.
Be nice with that bow.
Don't interrupt
Off in the
me.
distance.
This is my soliloquy. I'm better with this. And charge at him, sword and shield.
All right, it will use your bonus action to drop, draw, and equip your shield. You are good to go.
Okay.
You may strike twice. Good luck.
Striking twice. Natural 20.
Jeez. Full
That's,
damage.
11 damage.
Okay. Big chunk blow to the shoulder. Blood goes spurting.
He's taking some.
And let's see, that's 15.
15 is a hit.
And that'll be 11 damage.
And 11 damage. You slice him into the shoulder, blood goes spurting, and then you pull your blade out and then drive it through the heart. And it clutches onto your blade and quivers and just goes and then dies, flopping like a dead fish on the ship. Its gills slightly fluttering before it takes its last killy breath.
Oh, I almost want to spend my second wind to unceremoniously push it off the sword with the foot into the water, but I'll wait.
Gone. Elmon,
I will attack it.
good luck. This is the other creature in the water.
With a 18.
It's a hit.
And since it's no longer at maximum damage,
Ooh, you get
and
your
it is a
bonus.
monstrosity,
Yes.
that will be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage.
The dagger.
With a 1d4
Oh,
dagger.
I'm sorry. Hold up.
4 dagger.
Hold up. 15.
15 points of damage. That is insane. You are able to grab onto this thing, get from behind, and just start sawing into its neck mercilessly and do massive damage. You have a second attack still available to you.
Yes, I do.
The blood is just chummy, green, nasty water.
23.
That's a hit.
And then 2 plus 4, 6 plus 2 for being a monstrosity. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. You make a bloody mess of this thing, and it is squirming out from beneath your grasp. Make a strength roll. Natural 20.
Yeah.
It throws you, bounces you up against the boat. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and then it swims off from this whole escapade.
It survived.
Yes.
Wow.
Puck, you can maybe do one last thing, or we can let it get away.
Kill it!
Oh, I will pick up one of the harpoons.
You pick up the harpoon that was thrown at you.
Yep.
You're going to throw
Punch
it?
it out of the
Mm-hmm. I got 60 feet range.
What do you mean?
I have a thrown range for my spear. I assume that's
It's the same thing. That's max range, though, so that's a disadvantage for my harpoon.
So, well, how far?
He's way out there. So, yeah, you're going to be disadvantage. It's a long shot. He's arcing for the silver coin.
It's a natural one.
Natural 1. You throw the harpoon. It ends up in the crate right next to where you just pulled it out from. And it goes nowhere. The creature escapes. And what would you guys like to do?
How's the boy? I want to. Puck wants to look at I'll do cure wounds, or at least see what kind of condition he's in.
Make a medicine roll.
Olgrim is examining this creature he's never seen before with greater detail. If
Okay.
he can derive anything from it.
10.
10. You think some healing magic will be in order.
I'll do cure wounds level 2.
Level 2.
Six.
6 points with all your modifiers. The boy coughs up water and is back alive. He is stunned, dazed. He doesn't know what's going on. But he is alive. You have saved. Elmon, what are you doing? I'm very curious about that.
Get back up on the overturned barge. Did I see them acquire the boy?
No, you're not sure what's going on there.
Okay. The woman. I'll ask her, who's Gannis?
She says, Candace is my son. They took him.
I'll look around and I guess probably jump back in the water to go look for Gannis.
All right.
Is the guy alive still, the other guy?
Yep.
Does he seem like he's going to not expire in the next handful of minutes?
He is not going to expire.
Okay. Then I will jump back in the water, searching for Gannis.
All right. It is 20 minutes later. You guys just let Elmon search all this time. Just
Thanks,
kidding.
guys.
He's over there.
Keep looking. You almost got him. He's right there.
I can see him.
No, to your other left. About 20 minutes later, you have helped these people get their boat over to the bank. Your barge is pulled up, and you and the bargemen help right their boat, and they do some techniques to help bail it out and give them some simple wood to propel themselves as oars or something like that down the river. The people are grateful. The boy's alive. The father is exhausted. The mother says, "Thank you so much. They just took him right. He was leaning over the edge, and they just took him right as we came by."
What were those things?
The bargeman knows. He says, those are called marrow.
Huh? Marrow?
Yep. Sea creatures normally salt water by my experience, but we have seen them on the river from time to time.
What do they wanted with your boy?
The bargeman continues to speak. They would have killed that boy, drowned him for sure, taken him back to their lair, probably feasted on him, bite by bite. Would have lasted him a couple days. Would be a terrible way to go, I tell you. You hope that they drown you. I hear tales they can keep you alive sometimes as they eat you. I wouldn't want to be eaten by any of them. I hear they got teeth like needles. Poisonous needles, some say.
Just goes on. We get the picture.
Mom's just shivering in tears.
The mission had been so secret. Deliver the bomb. The Hiroshima bomb.
One elf went into the water. Well, one elf came out.
All right, well, I guess they're safe now.
Yeah, they're safe. They pull their boat up way onto shore. Thank you again. They don't have anything to offer you, I'm afraid. And they're going to just camp for the night because they are exhausted.
Where were you folks coming from?
So we were heading towards the city of
I
Tallis.
believe you misunderstood. I asked where you're coming from.
Because we came from the east. There's a bunch of farming to the east that we've decided to leave and make our new life in the city. Find work and make a new home.
I believe I know of. Do you happen to have any seamstress skills?
I know how to mend a garment, yes.
There could be a need for a seamstress. The city of Tullis.
You give her directions to a seamstress location?
I do.
All right. She says, thank you. I will check that out, certainly.
Very good.
She joins the cult.
We run into her
See
later.
you later.
She's been radicalized.
You guys continue your travel along the Greeny River.
I want to approach Elmon, hand him his bow, and also touch him with my spear.
Okay.
At the same time to use
Yay,
two
Pokey.
of the from the new blue gem. I'm gonna do level 2 cure wounds.
Gem of healing.
That's got me 3.
6.
6 points.
You're such an
It
asshole.
also heals +2 per die.
Oh, so look at that, 8 points.
Are you sure about that?
Plus
2 per die?
6, 10.
10. There you go. That's not bad.
Nope.
I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on myself. As well.
Just insult to the healer.
I'm just gonna like turn away and just be like, no, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you did great, Puck. It was great.
I feel much better now. 4.
All right, some extra healing to Elmon. You guys,
He erased your max health. Mess with the druid, will you? Okay.
you guys are on the barge and carry on. It's not too much further towards where the bargemen are. The bargemen do know of these bogligs.
What can you tell me about them?
Oh,
and I
these
give them a
weren't
couple
bog
gold.
legs.
I give them 2 gold.
Tomorrow. It was
What?
two-
You gave him 2 gold?
I gave them 2 gold and asked them about the bogligs.
We came across tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It was weird.
He says,
We found tomorrow today.
these bogligs, they can sometimes be friendly. They can sometimes be trouble. Some people say the bogligs. They got teeth like needles.
Doll's eyes.
You stung as a child.
The river up ahead splits in 2. And you'll be wanting to go to the left bend, but that's where we end, and you'll have to walk. But you won't have to go far. There's a camp of them over there. Live on the river. Sometimes they attack barges, but they don't do much unless you're a family going down the river and don't know what you're doing. But sometimes they leave you alone. I've had one that's been on the barge, swam right up, didn't cause any trouble. We laughed. This was a couple of years back, and rode on our barge for a while. We gave it some food, and it said something we don't know what. Swam back into the water.
Very good. And of the ivory swords, I've heard tell of some mercenaries. What do you know of them? And I toss them 2 more gold.
Oh, wow. 2 gold will work.
It's like the trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know the ivory sword. They don't mess with us too much, but they hit the wagons every now and again for their fees. They'll take up payment, and you get to pass on safely. They say it's for making sure the roads and the forest stay safe, and they keep out all the nasty critters, they say. Maybe we could use them here to keep out the marrow, huh?
Maybe. Is their leader's name Therm?
I don't know, but I have heard the name before.
Okay. Are they closer back to where the barge outpost is? Or are they further down this way?
No, I think they're more south toward down the main road. That's the road you did not take. You went north, cutting through the woods along the wagon trail instead.
What do you know about some men in the woods out close to where your encampment was?
That's probably them.
Okay. Alrighty.
What do you know about arithmetic?
Some say arithmetic.
Poison.
You guys are floating and by on this river and see a sharp hill. Olgrim, with your knowledge of stone, can see that this is no ordinary hill. It almost looks like a sloped vertical stabilizer of the back of an airplane type of a thing. It's like this fin type thing, but it's a hill, and it's 70, 80 feet tall, and there's a sharp edge that faces, a cliff edge that faces the river. It really stands out awkwardly. It's covered in grass and leaves and brambles and stuff, but you can tell it is an artificial construction for sure. And you're going alongside it.
And I'll want to make note of that. See that over there? That shouldn't be there.
What do you mean?
And my dwarf senses are tingling.
You should get that checked out.
It is something I want to look out over there if we come back this way.
You may make Avius and Olgrim may make a lore roll.
What's lore? History there?
Yeah, history, sorry. Keep saying lore.
This allows me to do...
24.
Can I use my stone cunning in this?
Yes, you may.
That is 2 times my proficiency. 13.
All right, you point it out, but then Avius just steps in front of you and pushes you to the back. Avius, you recognize this as a old, forgotten temple to the god Ozarake, the god of truth. These are part of the old god class system that not many people worship. Not a bad god, not a good god, just the god of truth. This looks to be a temple that was dedicated to him that has long ago been abandoned and fallen by the wayside. Could definitely be a handful of trouble, could be absolutely empty, or could house something interesting.
I seem to remember something about some of the old gods. This looks to be of the god of Ozarake. Something about just a truthful god. Could be something interesting in there.
Could be a whole bunch of trouble.
It could be something interesting.
Let's stay on the task at hand. We can
Could
come
be
back.
something interesting.
Splash.
Avius is gone.
Does it look fairly easy to return to?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
We'll never find it again.
Yep. Yep.
It blends in with all the other forgotten temples.
God of truth and forgetfulness.
So where do we go?
You guys float by it. You can see some crude markings on the side, the exposed side. It's kind of a pale
Do
stone.
I know what they say?
They are religious symbols that confirm your suspicions of Ozarek.
Have I seen them anywhere before?
Just in your studies of religion. You also see an opening of appears to be a balcony. You believe a place where a priest in days long ago could come out and address people out on the river or across the river bank. It's still quite some distance up, but there's an opening and a really small stone balcony that juts out, but that's a black opening that would allow you entrance if you were to decide to go there. And you float right on by.
Wonder if Romic's there. A second guess every
It
play.
could be.
You arrive at the split in the river. The barge comes to a stop very skillfully, and they drop you off at the bank. Best of luck.
Thank him. Then go about. Go on.
Olgrim will give them 5 gold additional for their assistance during the last.
Jeez. All right.
Sweet, sweet land. Yeah.
They made 5 gold from you, 4 gold and information from you, 1, 2 go faster gold from Olgrim, and then 2 gold for the trip itself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not rolling.
Let's roll them.
And next
And
they
we
come back
murder
with
them.
a frigate.
They do say as they leave, yeah, if you ever need another ride, we'll be available. You head off. You are in a...
How much gold just to stay here for a night?
Ooh, good question. He talks to his friends and they come back. That'll be 20 gold.
I'll see you later.
Yep. Have a good one.
Wait, no.
And you head off through the woods and make your way down the smaller riverbank and make a survival roll, Elmon, as you lead the group.
21.
21. With a 21, you are able to guide them with ease and quickly, and it's maybe late afternoon, but certainly plenty of light when you can see off in the distance a small wooden village attached to the riverbank up ahead. It is a village that's made up of thatched buildings that are low and circular in nature, lots of wooden poles, almost bamboo-like, that stick out as stilts over the water. It's all attached to one side. There's a giant effigy of some religious figure that's up there, and you can see the place is dotted with 2, 3, 4 dozen 4.5 to 5 foot tall bipedal frog creatures. They have a primitive nature to them. They're spear-like, and anyone with spears and small is just terrible, as you know, Puck. And they have no idea you're coming. You're hidden well on the other side of the bank amongst some trees, and we will stop there for tonight. So we had an archery contest where Elmon had an amazing finish, and the show of lights where Avius and Puck could not roll a performance skill check if their lives depended on it. The vote to win that show essentially came down to a coin toss, and they lost by a single point. And let's not forget the disgruntled dwarf mercenary scene. That guy was not an Olgrim fan whatsoever. Nothing quite like punctuating your final thought in an argument with a headbutt that knocks a dude out. Finally, the group traveled out of the city, rescued a family on the waterway, and have just arrived at their destination, a village of frog folk. Thank you, Christopher, Chris, Seth, Tim, and you, our listeners. We appreciate you tuning in. We put this podcast together just for you. If you want to help out the show, tell a friend or post a recommendation online for others to find us. And leave us a comment on our website ingloriousbards.com or our social media accounts. We'd love to hear from you. All music has been officially licensed or used through Creative Commons as listed on our website. And if you're interested in the sound effects you heard, check out the great sounds at Sirenscape.com. What will the heroes do now that they have arrived at the Boglig village? Will Elmon find his friend Rolmik, who tried to handle this journey earlier on his own? And will the heroes explore that overgrown temple on the side of the river? Until next time.